Okay, I have
Too
a
good.
problem.
Oh,
I have a problem with
yeah?
What?
With cutscenes?
No, so here's the thing, right? I think
Is that
it's
why you have tissues
such
next to your computer?
yeah, and you guys might notice one thing, but I'm actually out of tissues. It's a
Uh-oh. Yeah,
problem.
you
It's
do
a
have a
struggle.
problem. Yeah,
It's
why
a
are you
struggle.
pulling it open like that?
Let's just move on. Let's not. Yeah. I didn't go there. I didn't go there. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't even thinking about. Oh,
The
boom! We can hear you.
quality
We
is
can see you
horrible.
move. We can see you
The
move.
quality is
Is
horrible.
it? No, it's perfectly fine on the on my screen. So I have you
Okay.
very small. I have you very
Okay.
small with a lowercase small. Awesome, but guys, are you still like how? I guess I don't know. You sounded pretty tired at the end of that calf. How are you feeling?
Yo, not gonna lie, that raid it requires you to have like crazy laser focus. I was Pepe W towards the end.
But are so because I was like sitting there, I'm like, man, I hope Cap's gonna be okay for the podcast.
Dude,
Like
I
it's
had to pop 2 Advils,
oh my god, wait, what? Why?
because I was getting a headache.
Oh no, Cap. Well, I hope
Poor
you're gonna.
Kathy.
I hope this
She's
is.
too hard on herself.
Well,
Mm,
I just wanted to do my best, and I kept I felt really bad because I kept
It's
greeting, and then we had to like
Prague.
restart. I
It's
know,
Prague.
but
Everyone's
then
gonna limit test.
I got
mhm.
inspired because I saw a clip of Saint Tone greeting, and then I was like, "Fuck, I want to do that too, man." Oh wait, can I curse?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay.
This is yeah, you do whatever. Last time, let's see. One of the podcasts, I don't know if you watched any of them in the past. One of the podcasts, we literally started like shit talking. Well, I want to say shit talk. We were poking fun at other streamers and like you know talk about all this random shit. So anything kind of goes this podcast. Honestly, if anything, we can edit it out with in post afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, was it all was it all first clears or did you guys have some reclears?
Well, we started last week on hard mode for our first
Mm-hmm.
run, but unfortunately, due to scheduling and everything, and this was our first run, but for some other people, it was their second or even their third run. So, like, they had their other priorities where, like, they started on Wednesday, but then they couldn't clear. So we weren't actually really able to prog much last week.
Mm-hmm.
We got 4 hours total on hard mode, and then due to more scheduling, we had to pick it up on Sunday. Uh, and we had to settle for normal due to lack of time.
I
So we
see. I
cleared
see.
hard mode gate 1, but then gate 2 on normal last week.
Wait, so did you do any prog on hard mode gate 2 last week?
Yeah, but only up to
A little.
213.
Okay,
Only up
a
to the
little bit.
mirrors.
Got it. I mean, but you guys cleared it really quickly then. Holy.
Yeah, I think a total of 2 hours last week on hard mode gate 2. And today, I don't know how much longer we had on our feast, but maybe because I think we were in there for a total of 3.5 hours, like for gate 1 and 2.
Something like that, yeah.
So
That's
maybe a
not
total
bad
of
at
five
all.
hours.
What a bunch of
Five and
gamers.
well, it helps a lot that we had the Giga Chad penny callouts.
There
Mm-hmm.
we go. There we go.
Agreed.
That's
Penny's a
awesome.
really good shot caller.
Blue is
Mm.
also a great shot color.
No.
I'm only good at great. I'm only. I don't even know. I don't know if I'm good at shot calling or taking shots.
Oh, we're
It
gonna
was
have to find out one day.
One day.
We could have found out last time when you
Uh,
got sick. You got sick,
dude, that
Cal.
was oh my god. It's because I got sick from work.
Mhm.
Somebody was definitely sick, and I just walked into the germs. I guess
You
it
just
was
walked
horrible.
into the germs, just floating around in the air, and
Yeah,
just walked into it.
yeah, because they were the last patient. And I was like, yo, okay, I gotta clean and be out and go home. But then I walked into it. I had a mask on, and everything. I still got sick.
It is what it
Yeah.
is. We'll find another time. We'll find another time. TwitchCon?
No, for
TwitchCon?
But
I don't know if I'm gonna go.
No?
Yeah.
Blue,
Just
are
like
you going?
Yeah.
no, I literally just got a cat 3 months ago, and
Mm.
within like the first month, I've had like an expensive 2K bill on her.
damn.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
she spent a lot of money. I love her, but no, I've also spoiled the living shit on her. I probably spent like more than $1,000 on stuff before even having her.
Mm.
But no, I was not planning originally to go, and now I definitely cannot in case anything comes up.
That makes sense.
I'm
Unfortunately.
like
You basically have a
50-50. I
baby.
don't know. It's a big maybe for me.
So what's holding you back, Half? What's holding you back?
Well, first of all, I haven't rode a plane in a very long time, and I don't I don't do well in large crowds. I've been to a convention
Mm-hmm.
once when I was in I went to the Javits Center in New York,
Uh-huh.
and there was an anime convention, right? We
Yeah.
got it was actually it was a very interesting experience. Like somebody just randomly came up to me and then they stuck a microphone in my face with a camera on my face, and I was like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Oh, quick, top 5 anime husbandos," and I was like, "Ah." I don't
Who?
want to be
Who?
filmed.
But
I don't want to be
who?
filmed. And I just left. I just ran away.
Oh, weird.
Who are your top 5 anime husbandos?
Yeah, who?
Uh, it's a secret.
It's a secret? Why?
You can DM me.
Why?
Wait, are they waifus?
I
Are they
like both.
waifus?
But then I like webtoons. That's the thing.
Manhwas?
Yeah, I like manhwas,
Mm.
webtoons. Currently,
I'm
I'm reading Serena. It's really good, spicy, very good.
spicy? What do you mean by spicy? What that supposed to be?
Like the the kissing scenes are really hot.
Ooh,
Oh,
wait a
is this
second.
too much for YouTube? Sorry.
This might be too much for me, to be honest.
For
I'm kind
you?
of,
What?
yeah.
Did you try to pay somebody to to step on you or something?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Wait,
whoa,
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 whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa.
whoa, wait, what? Explain?
This has
Hold
not.
on.
No,
Hold
this
on.
there's nothing. It has not happened. It did not happen. I
It
was
did not
doing.
happen, but you
I was doing it for the
asked.
memes. I was doing it for the
Uh-huh.
memes.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
And there was no money exchanged.
What
Okay.
was the offer?
Uh-huh.
Apparently, I was supposed to pay May $300 to get to have her step on me at TwitchCon, and I am fully considering actually bringing $300 in cash to TwitchCon and giving it to her for the memes, for the content,
For the
For the
content.
content.
for the
Yes,
content.
yes. Not for
For
your
the
own
300
pleasures.
for
No,
losing $300.
Not for your own pleasures and lust.
$300 is a small price to pay for content.
Huh?
Okay.
I'm sure you can find some people that would do that for free.
For free, yeah.
It's different. It's different. It's different. Unless you're saying, Kath, that you would come to TwitchCon and do it for free.
I mean, but I mean, that'd be kind of fun. I mean, not like stepping on you would be fun. But, like going to TwitchCon would be fun. But if you want me to step on you, I guess sure.
Jody's gonna get everybody to step on him. This is all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan. It's all for content. It's all for content. Come on, you gotta understand. But so yes, you aren't big fan of big crowds. Got it. And
Well, I'm scared of airplanes. I'm scared to ride airplane by myself too.
You already know that you wouldn't technically have to go alone, right?
didn't Hone
Then-
say he'd fly to you and hold your hand or something?
I'm jealous.
What? I mean, well, I mean, I don't know. He offered, but I don't know. I'm actually really shy in
Mm.
real life. When I meet people, I might have to be drunk. I might have to like
I
drink.
don't know if being perpetually drunk for the entire TwitchCon trip would be like the best idea ever.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, my voice cracked. Excuse me. Please cut that out. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Most things are gonna go in unless it's something really bad. You have to say something really bad right now in order to like make me cut it.
Oh,
Nothing's coming to mind. Fuck.
Oh, it's too bad.
nothing.
It's
Yeah,
going in.
sorry.
It's going in.
Right.
That's how it is. So
There is.
what would get you to actually go to TwitchCon?
Um,
Like what would be like a big enough incentive for you? It's like, you know what? Fuck it. All right. Let's do it.
uh, uh, um, I don't know. If I had disposable income, then maybe, probably.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So what
Because
you're saying
realistically, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot.
I think like you have to like expect a minimum of 2 grand personally,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like what 300 for the ticket, another like 300 probably for a flight, maybe
Yeah.
500-600 for a hotel, and then there's still food.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
like,
obviously you're not spending $700 on
another thing
food, but
is like, I need money for like a possible hospital trip because I can't poop. Like, when I'm not home, I can't really poop. I have trouble. Yeah, I have trouble pooping.
cat vlog.
Yeah,
No, that's
it's
actually
actually
very
a
relatable. It's
serious.
like
No, it's
it's
actually
very relatable.
Why are you laughing? It's actually serious.
no. I mean, I understand it. I feel it too, but it's more of like an outside type of thing. Like if I'm like in a public space, but if I'm at like a hotel or an Airbnb,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
When nobody's around you and they can't hear you.
Yeah, I guess. It's
Can't
just
hear you.
I can't adapt to my surroundings as quick.
People shy, poop shy.
What about work?
Pee pee shy.
No.
No, I don't even poop at work. If I have to go, I walk home during my lunchtime. I hold it in.
Oh my.
Wait, how far away is your work from your home?
It's not that far actually. It's like about 4 minutes
Oh
walking.
wow, that's really close. Okay, you're right. You
Yeah.
definitely can hold that and walk back
Yeah, I
home.
just holding. And then when I go home, all hell breaks loose. That's it. Sorry.
The calf logs start dropping. Got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That part.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's interesting. I definitely wasn't really expecting to learn about calf's pooping tendencies.
She has an
during
email called
this.
Calf Log.
Well, the story behind that is different.
Because it's you talking on that, right? It's like you and a mic and stuff like that, right? Isn't it?
Calf log is it's a emote of my character on a toilet, and I'm just having an epiphany.
Oh, is it now?
Well, it's kind of dumb. I just like joined my Discord one day, and I was like, "Yo, guys, I just like dropped 2 logs or something." And then my moderator at that time, Pumpin, he created that emote because he felt inspired. I guess that's
You
it.
have some pretty good emotes. Calf
She
Fall is also a new
does.
classic.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm
new
falling.
classic. How's your tailbone, by the way?
Dude, I still have a bump. It hurts.
Oh, no.
I've been applying Tiger Balm to it.
to your ball.
I mean,
to
that's
your
the good
ass?
shit, though.
Yeah, to my ass. Uh-huh.
That's the good shit.
It is. I feel like every Asian household has it.
I definitely used to have Tiger Balm. Not anymore. I use some other stuff now. I've
What
been
do you
seeing.
use?
What's the other stuff?
I don't know. It's like something that the Cantonese people use. It's called leunghua. It's like
You just have it around on your desk?
I do. It's right here. It's right. It's right there. Yeah.
Oh, it's in a tube. How convenient.
Aw.
Yeah. There's actually an emote that got created because I was applying it on stream to my finger because I fell like when I was at the IVE concert in March. I fell and fractured my finger. So I also calf falled at the concert and I fractured my finger and I was let's just
God.
say I had a little bit too much to drink and there was a lot of chairs. So then I tripped and fell and fractured my finger.
Oh.
But yeah, so since then I was showing the stream about like how I like the ointment that I use and how I apply it. But for some reason it got turned into an emote and I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense.
Those are the best kinds of emotes.
Kind of convenient. Just right there on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It is actually right next to the tissues, but you wouldn't want to put this on anywhere other than your fingers. It's very let's just say minty. It would
Like
not feel
mentally.
you'll not
Yeah,
feel good.
some girls might like that.
Oh,
Huh? Tell us more.
Mint tea's nice and refreshing.
I love mint gum.
Interesting. Interesting. All right. That's yeah. As Memorizer would say he'd say spam okay.
Um,
Okay.
um,
Well, okay. But I guess yeah. Yes. How have you guys been doing with like everything then aside from this like Lost Ark, non-Lost Ark? What's been happening in life?
happy first?
Well, um, well, I've been Cupers.
Just chilling, hanging out.
Well,
Just
yeah, we're just. I mean, I mean,
Um,
a lot of raids, you know. It's been a blast so far.
yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad. How about you, Blue? What have you been up to? Lost Ark, non-Lost Ark created? Been touching grass lately? Anything?
I'm actually gonna touch grass tomorrow and try out disc golfing, but
Ooh.
I'm kind of wanting to take a step back from Lost Ark, not quitting because I really do like the game. I enjoy raiding a lot, but so I like for almost a year, I did 30 to 35 raids a week. I try to help a lot of people get their raids done. And then I cut back down to only playing 6 characters, and then I made a jumpstart character that got a 10-7. Basically, things I kind of got to the point where I was
10-7?
I got to the point where I was doing 8 characters worth of raids for 5 months.
Holy.
So now I'm taking a massive step back and I want to play more Valorant. I want to get back into BDO. They have a new class coming out this week. I know Power World just got another update. That's like some solo
Mhm.
time to just fuck around. Like I kind of want to just play my Bard because I have 2 characters that are tier 4 ready
Yeah.
and just take a little step back and breathe a little bit and look at other games for a bit.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying playing spoopy games with friends,
Yes.
like in our time
Into the
off,
back
like when we
doors.
finish our race. Yeah, into the back doors.
I've been watching those every now and then. They've been
Really?
fun
They're
to watch.
fun.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe we should play sometime.
I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
I'm
can
down.
invite Miso to chain together.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I mean, we haven't
Mhm.
even tried it yet. I don't even know what it's about, but I heard it's like you're
You're chained
chained
together.
together and you gotta move together, but if somebody
Uh-huh.
like falls off the ledge, then like you're
You
just like
fall.
dangling. Yeah.
Calf falling. Calf falling. We'll all calf fall together.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. That would be a lot of fun. I mean, you two seem to do a lot together. You guys seem like really good friends. Like, how did you guys become such good friends? Actually,
Well,
We go way back.
way
yes.
back.
We progged Clown together week 1.
Uh-huh.
That's way back.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Originally, way back then,
Wait, the VTuber raid. I think that was the first time.
yeah.
Was it?
Maybe no, didn't Clown come out first? No, I think the VTuber raid was first. So early on in like August or September, I reached out to a bunch of VTubers and I wanted to do an 8-man VTuber raid, and we all did Vicus together, and we did have somebody learning. I remember doing this where one party didn't even have a support because I used to do a lot of learning parties way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some times that Kath and I even did learning parties together for our communities back then. I remember us in a 9-hour Vaulton run.
Oh
That
my
was,
god.
oh my God.
Was it actually 9 hours?
Well, it was
Holy,
across 2 days. It was 5 and 4.
that's crazy. It was
Yeah.
fun though.
It was a long, long, long session of learning, and But like back then, we tried to give the learners as much time as possible to like really learn everything. And thinking back on it, I mean, back then we didn't really have like a whole lot to do. So like we had a lot more
Mm-hmm.
free time. Like I used to do a lot of horizontal. Now since Clown has come out, I have not touched horizontal. And I had like everything 100% back then. Um, so we kind of met through that, and when Clown came out, I remember Juicy reaching out to us because we were originally going to do Clown with two other people that no longer play the game, Assy
Mm-hmm.
and Tendies.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
but unfortunately, things happened that neither of them did prog Clown with us, and they quit before then. So Kath and I did a 20, it was like 20 something hours Clown week one.
Yeah.
20
And
something hours. Yeah. Okay.
I remember a month after that, we also did an all girls clown, and that was rough. It was fun, but it was rough because everybody was backseating in chats.
Yeah. It was a good time though. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've always said that for me, Calf has always had big sister energy for me.
Mm-hmm. Is she your big
But
sister, like in terms of age?
I'm her 언니.
Um,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh,
got it. Got it.
yep.
um, but I wouldn't really say we've gone our separate ways, but like we were both focusing on like other friend groups the past year, and now we've kind of like recently reconnected
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
since she came back because she took a long break and like what when she took a break, I reached out to her, but I understand that she just needed to breathe.
Yeah, it just took like I think I was gone for 5 months. I didn't play Lost Ark. I think after I got my 365-day login trophy award, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna take a break. And then I took a break for 5 months from streaming and from Lost Ark.
And then here we are.
Here we
Yeah,
are.
How's it been since you've been back?
it's been really fun actually. You know, just vibing and chilling, making like like actually like I don't know. Sometimes it just comes out without me even knowing, and then all of a sudden I'm on Lost Ark Melt, just going
Somehow that
like
happens. Somehow that happens.
yeah. And I'm so grateful and very like I feel very lucky to have such a awesome and welcoming back a community that welcomed me back very warmly, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very something in my heart just, it feels warm.
I feel that. I feel that. It's
Mm.
like I don't know. I feel like I always say this. I feel like the Lost Ark community on Twitch is like so good. It's so great. In-game
Mm.
community questionable. YouTube community also questionable. But here on
Yeah, there was this
Twitch,
one guy on your teaser video. They said I still remember it. They said the teaser is gonna be funnier than the podcast, and that's like stuck in my head.
I mean, maybe it's a testament to how funny the teaser was. You know, you never know,
I'm
right?
so I'm so nervous.
No, don't be. But I mean, it's good to have you back though. It really is. Like it's like every time I open up the melts or whatever, seeing some clips, it's a good time. It's a good time. Just coming by, saying hi to everybody, seeing
Mm.
what you guys have been up to. It's really been great. It's been really great. So we're all glad that you're back, Kath.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Riz. Oh my god.
What?
Oh,
I
sorry.
literally just said we're glad to have you back.
I'm
That's
sorry.
crazy.
Maybe
That's
I'm fine.
crazy.
I don't know.
Is that considered Riz to you? That's actually insane. Is everybody
Oh,
rizzing you up everywhere you go then, if that's the case?
I don't know. So
Oh,
when
Cafe, I'm
people,
so happy you're back. I've missed you so much. Am I missing you up?
oh, W Riz.
W Riz.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, Okay, we started talking a little bit about like Echidna earlier and stuff like that when you guys first came in because you guys just did your clear. But overall, what do you guys think of the raid itself? Like, is it good? Is it not good?
Oh
Like,
man,
you have
it's like
fun?
that raid
I
is
yeah.
just like, oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say gate one to me, that entire start and then where you run from the boss to the next part of the boss, I don't get why that exists. It just
Yeah,
feels so useless to me.
she said it.
Um, Everything
The
from like that
words.
stagger onwards, I think the fight is completely fine for a gate one. The first like one third of the fight just seems so dumb.
Mm,
Uh, I actually really do like Echidna, but I can understand why a lot of people probably don't like her right now since they probably spent like 15 to 20 hours last week on her.
yeah.
I do think that this is one of the first raids that I spent the least time progging on, and also the first raid I did not want to reprog week one.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah.
I think that like maybe not really burnout, but just like due to time constraint and wanting to do other things, last week when I wanted to do my normal run, I did not want to take anybody who had not cleared it previously. Like when Thaymine came out, I think in like three or four, like my first like 3-5 run or like clears for gate three alone, I probably spent 4 or 5 hours on each of them.
Hmm.
And this last week, I did not want to do that reprog.
I
Like,
mean,
Miso, did you ever do G4 Daemon? Probably, right?
no, I haven't.
Oh, you
I only
have?
have 1620s. I only have 1620s. I'm a
Oh, really?
casual. I'm a
Casual? How
casual.
many 1620s? Hmm?
Two.
Okay.
I'm very casual when it comes to Lost Ark. I don't know if you
Mm,
guys knew that. Like, I mean, the people in my stream know. Literally, most of my streams, I just spend doing like chaos dungeons and talking and like guardian raids. Literally, you'll find me at the end of the week. Maybe I'll have like half my characters done, half my raids done. I don't know. I call myself the relatable streamer. You know, I'm very
I think,
relatable.
yeah, you are. That's why a lot of people like you.
I don't know about that one. And my characters, like my main, literally
Mhm.
has zero level 10 damage gems. It has two level 10 cooldowns, and that's all it is. It looks like somebody's third alt.
I only have two. Across my entire roster, I have 4 10s, and I've been playing since launch.
Hmm. I mean, I think that's reasonable for most people who have been playing for a while if they haven't bought any damage gems. But everybody's coming in everybody in my chat's like, "Oh wow, your character looks so terrible. It looks like a somebody's alt, somebody's second alt, their third alt. Like, is
What
your character even
the
a main?"
the
It's just the standards for like, your main is like super high, I think, for the Lost Ark. Just in this community, they just by now everyone just expects everyone to be like 40 set elixir, full transcendi, and like I don't know,
30 lost one or Light of Salvation?
yeah, LOS 30, KLC 30. It's like
Hmm.
it's a lot.
Wait,
That
who?
demon damage is below 1%. Are you even playing the game?
Uh,
Yeah.
wait. Before we move on, does anybody call it transcendi? You said full transcendi.
No,
Is that an official term?
I just made it up.
I used to
Uh,
call it Tranquility before I knew it was called. It's like, dude, I'm not ready for Tranquility.
Don't mind me, I just made it up, man.
well, I think hopefully maybe from now on more people will start using it. You know,
Tranquil
Transcendies?
Transcendence.
Yeah.
it
I'm
sounds like
transcending, I'm transcending. It's like, it's kinda 6 here a little bit.
it sounds like chicken tendies to me, but transcendies nuts apparently.
Oh
Hmm.
my god.
Okay, but you guys overall good on like gate one
Hmm.
was to me for Echidna, I don't know. I think it might be one of the worst gates in the game.
I
Really?
agree.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Gate 1 Echidna might be one of the worst gates in the game.
Yes.
Have you Thamine?
I think this even beats that. That might be
No.
like
Really?
Honestly, Daemon Gate 1 is bearable somehow. But Gate 1 Echidna is just like horrible.
I
The
think it makes
dragon
a lot
breathing on
more.
you, the ads, the little NPCs doing the thumbs up, and I'm just like getting confused. Like, who's my
They're
teammate?
buffing
Is
us.
Zenna walking around the map? Like,
There's a lot of clutter.
yeah.
there's a lot of BS going on in the map, and like I don't know. I feel like even more so than Thaymine Gate 1, I still just don't know what's going on half the time. I'm just sitting
Huh.
there hitting the boss. Whatever happens, I get grabbed, I get damaged, whatever. Eat a pot and like just I keep going. I was like, I have no clue what the fuck is going on. I literally have never watched a video for this, and we're just gonna clear it at the end of the day somehow, some way.
Damn, you went in blind.
I mean, I guess you can say that, but
I one pull I drink like 4 pots in just because of
Sorry, I'm a
ads.
bad
No,
support.
it's not you, it's me.
Sorry.
Because the ads are
Blame me
punching
more.
me and stabbing me, and the dragon's picking me up and everything. I just gotta eat my pots. It's
I
crazy.
can't keep her alive.
No,
I
it's not your fault. It's me. It's not you.
I think for my first clear, like we did like probably like 3 pools of that, and every single pool, I had like 3 pots remaining of purple pots before we even jumped like past the first area into the first part where we start running. It was bad.
That's me.
It's bad. It's just like
That's literally me.
there's just so much shit going on. It's terrible. And I think we have this
Yeah.
problem in Lost Ark where it's like gate ones. And I talked to when I had Lustboy on the podcast, he was talking about how this that gate ones are supposed to be really easy and clearable by everybody, but in order to make up for like the ease of clearing and the difficulty, they just make it very chaotic, and very annoying, and I don't like that.
I could kind of see what they intended to do, like and show with the whole battlefield, like charge, yeah, and then you have your NPCs, and you're not supposed to like put the green cone on them. You gotta like protect them, and like it's, we get it, but it's just first of all, the game is not that greatly optimized.
Well, for our version is the
Yeah,
have you
for
ever
our
played the have you
versions.
guys ever played the KR version?
Actually, I
Yeah.
have a little bit. I have.
Yeah, it's night and day. Literally
smooth.
night and day.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
very smooth over there.
It's like a different game. It's not even the
Mhm.
same at all.
They say it's because of the EAC, the easy anti-cheat. People say over here say it's because of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, yep.
So yep.
Oh, yep.
It's really annoying. It really is, and it makes like a gate like gate one even worse. It's like whenever there's like a shit ton of like chaos and like shit happening, it's kind of the same as like like a con gate 3 at the end where that you're on that platform and like all the mobs are rushing towards you, and like
Oh, that's so laggy. I hate
Oh.
that.
exactly, it's so annoying. The thing is, for me, I'm just like, why would anybody make it like this? And then
Uh-huh.
I think about like the Korean client. And I'm like, I guess maybe the Koreans just don't have problems with running this because their game's actually well optimized and like ours.
But for a Gate 3, I think when you turn off the HP bar for mobs, it's like bearable. Have you guys tried that? Like turning
No.
off HP bars for the mobs?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. It's you can actually see like your FPS doesn't drop as much.
Interesting.
Maybe I'll try doing that in the future because I definitely have never tried that before. Maybe I have. I
try it.
just maybe or maybe I have and I have that turned off already, but I just don't know. I don't realize it. I'll give it a
Let us
shot.
know.
Yep, I'll leave a comment in the comment section below and let you know.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so that's gate 1. How long did it take you guys to clear gate 1?
I think 2 hours.
One feast.
Yeah.
For hard
Yeah.
mode?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever do more normal mode?
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
Both last week and this week we did a single normal.
How was the normal clear? Like much easier?
Um.
Sounds like there's a story.
Well, so our hard mode run that we did, right? That we like settled for gate 1 or gate 2 normal. We
Mhm.
had Penny doing or Sleeps doing sidereals. So on the normal last week, I wanted to do sidereals.
Mhm.
And because I wanted to see the other side, we had one pug in this group. So at first we had somebody die before we even split, so that was a quick re. Then the second time they failed the stagger. And then the third time I didn't know that there's a DPS check shield and that I needed to double tap
What's her
the
face?
scenario.
Yeah.
So we wiped 3 times and lost the pug due to that. We got a chatter from Calf Stream and then I think it was like a 2-shot from there on out. It was more so just not really knowing sidereal uses for my first time. Luckily, in our other run, we already experienced Sleeps missing the Thar Clash, so I knew what to do.
Yeah. That was
No.
actually clutch.
Yeah.
I didn't. So I also did like one of the. So you know how I like said I didn't watch any videos for Gate 1.
Uh-huh.
For Gate 2, when I was first progging, I didn't watch any videos for that either, and I actually took the Tar Clash. So
For snake.
yeah, for the snake, and definitely, I think we might have been able to clear that run if I didn't fuck that
Wait,
up.
that's kind of sick. I mean, you guys didn't make it.
No, we didn't make it. No, we didn't make it.
So how did you figure out to use and the fire guy?
I mean, no, other people in the raid used, they watched the video, but I was just lazy and I didn't watch the video. It's, maybe you could call it, what do you want? But, it's not just that I'm asking my teammates to carry me. It's not that because I'm lazy. I just, think that if I were to watch the video, it would be too easy for them to clear. So.
You're just trying to give them a challenge, right?
Exactly. I'm trying to give them a challenge. It's also content. It's also content.
Chat.
It's also content. Exactly.
Bam Giga Chat in the chat.
God, yesterday we tried doing another normal with John and Strylander. And so for my experiences, my first clear on my bard, we had so much damage because we were all 1630, right? So we didn't see a second we didn't need to use the fire guy a second time. And on our other run, on my glaive, we also didn't see this second fire thing. So last night in this clear, we had a little bit more gauge, and I was unaware of that being tied to the 50% identity. And the boss is like at 25 bars or something like that. And I just fucking full yeet send a Zena like, we're killing this bitch! And then at 9 bars, she channels her hands in the air, and everybody's just like
shit.
Oh, we wiped at 6 bars.
Oh no!
I felt so bad.
It happens. It really does happen.
Yeah.
I mean, but we cleared it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was for the content.
Hell yeah. That's a clip.
Yep. People always say like we as streamers like mess up or like die and whatever, but they don't understand that it's all for content. It's all for content.
Hell yeah, brother.
Especially when you know people like John have another raid to do last night, and you decide to wipe like once or twice on gate 4 Voldus because you want to keep him around a little bit longer.
It's just such a good time spending time with them, playing with them.
Yeah, it's quality time.
Quality time with the homies.
With the homies and the mommy.
Oh god, and do I love watching those cutscenes every time.
Oh yeah, so good.
Oh my god. Okay, I have a problem.
Oh,
I have a problem.
Yeah, with cutscenes.
No, so here's the thing, right? I think
is that why you have tissues next to your computer?
Yeah, and you guys might notice one thing, but I'm actually out of tissues. It's a
Yeah,
problem.
you
It's
do
a
have the
struggle.
problem. Yeah,
It's
why
a
are you
struggle.
pulling it open like that?
Let's just move on. Let's not. Yeah. I didn't go there. I didn't go there. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't even thinking about. Okay.
Opening up the box
God.
wide to show us how empty it is.
Can
Sorry.
It's like the Echidna. No, it's like G1 thing line when the eye opens up. No, you're just reenacting a G1 theme line.
yeah, exactly.
When the eye opens up. Yes.
Exactly.
The Echidna.
Yes.
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 So you clearly cried a lot because you wiped a lot, right?
Yeah. So I was talking about the cutscenes, and I have this I have this problem with the cutscenes, and I think it's like I think it's bad design. That
What?
no,
Huh?
not the cutscene. The cutscenes
Oh.
are not bad design. The cutscenes are great,
Okay.
right? I'm happy to be able to watch them. But the thing is, I think that it's bad design that you have to watch the cuts. Like if you don't watch the cutscene, your gauge doesn't go down, and you have to watch the cutscene to make your gauge go down. Like they should either make it the going from mommy echidna to basement just removes all your stacks, or
Have
B,
like the stagger removes it or something, like succeeding the stagger.
yeah, or B, make it so that the cutscene doesn't like the timer pauses on your stacks. I think it's kind of like a really bad game design that they make it that so that if you watch the cutscene, you get this kind of like benefit, but if you don't get it. It's just I don't know. I don't think it's good game design.
The same
I
thing
also
you
learned.
said
Oh,
about
sorry.
Thaymine though. In Gate 3, like there are times that people will ask like, hey, don't like the 55 bar mech, right? Like, hey, if you don't have auto skip on, stall it for 10 seconds so I can have my awakening or something like that to kill the clone.
I think that in
Uh-huh.
general, having stuff happen like timers run out or like things like that while cutscenes are going, I don't know. I don't like that. I think that's bad game design.
One thing that I wanted to mention, I learned this for the first time today. I didn't know when you had those charm stacks, I didn't know it clears one by one. I thought when the timer ticks down above your debuff bar, your mana bar, right?
Oh, is
I
it not
thought,
all together?
no, it's not. Apparently not. It's like, why would you do it like that? Smellgate?
Are you sure?
No, yeah. Somebody said it. Chat said it. Chat's always right. Right?
One by really?
Yeah, they get cleansed one by one. No, for real.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I get it.
Right? Like if the timer goes down on your debuff bar, it should be gone, both of them. Or
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
one
of
of
them.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, one is obviously one, but two.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. That's weird. But I mean, it's kind of like a design choice, but I do think it's a weird design choice.
Definitely.
But
Miso. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry.
yeah, go.
No, your train of thought first.
No, go ahead.
Did you prog hard mode Brel like early on?
Yeah, I did. I was there day one, and it was. Let's just say the party I was in was not the best. Let's just say that. I ended up progging Brel for 5 weeks straight. I mean, we cleared it. We cleared it at the end of the first week, the second week, the third week, fourth week. But every single week, it would be
Was
a
a
reprog.
reprog.
Yeah. So I would have probably there out of the 5 weeks that we did it together, 2 of the weeks we were able to like get it in one day ish, but it still took a couple hours. And the other 3 weeks took probably like 3 days to clear every single week.
Oh.
It
I
was
feel
bad.
like that's not that weird because like I remember sometimes that like gate 5 and 6 alone would take like 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have that much time to commit, like I don't know what the time frame was, but anyways, where I was going with this is compared to Thaymine and even Echidna, I still don't think it's as hard as Rel was back then.
I
Gate 4 is a different story, but
Yeah, Gate 4 was a different story for Tame My Heart. I know that, but I am fully on the camp that Gate 4 Brel hard mode on release was definitely
the
as
cube.
hard. No, sorry, no, the current Gate 4,
Oh yeah,
old Gate 6,
Mm.
Gate 6. It was definitely about as hard as hard Theamine, um, for on item level. I think
What about
about as hard.
G5? Like the shapes?
I mean,
Like,
G5 was not hard. It was just very punishing. It was so stupid.
I feel like
yeah,
there's more wipes in Brel, whereas Thamine's more singular deaths.
Yeah,
true, true. Yeah.
but yeah. I did a calculation though. I did some rough napkin calculation. Like
Napkin?
you know how
Napkin
like
math?
yeah, like
You've
Yeah,
never
the
heard of that?
napkin
tissue.
math. Have you never heard of that, Kath?
No.
Really?
Napkin meth? I
It's
don't
when
like
like,
Yeah.
math.
for an example, you're out going out to dinner and you want to do some math and like I like they just call it
Oh,
napkin math because it's like on the fly doing like writing it down real quick. Napkin drawings.
Yeah, well, so I basically because they released the stats, right? They released the stats for like the deaths and like the clears and things like that for Theamine hard mode and normal mode. But back then, they also released the stats for Belshazzar normal mode. They never released the stats for hard mode, unfortunately. But the overall kill death ratio of the boss itself, right? So basically, how many deaths the players had versus raid clears. So raid clears was, basically you killed the boss, right? And
mm,
then deaths was player deaths. So it's like how many kills the Belshazzar had. So it's basically Belshazzar's deaths to Belshazzar kills. So Belshazzar had normal mode had a 55 KD ratio. Theamine,
55.
yeah, 50. Theamine normal mode had a 384 KD, and so I don't know. So the only way that Belshazzar hard mode would have been had a higher KD is if what is it 55 times 8 or 5 times 8 I guess, so about 8x. Do you guys think that Belshazzar normal mode it was 8x harder than Belshazzar hard mode?
No.
Mm,
Brel hard was hard.
Yeah, it was hard,
I
but would
I
you
feel
say
like Thamine Brawl normal versus Brawl hard mode had like a lot more mechanics, whereas Thamine normal versus hard mode, it only feels like there's one new mechanic, right? Like the Pac-Man, and it's just a lot more punishing to get hit. But I don't know, I still feel like Brawl normal versus hard was a larger gap, personally.
Mhm. Well, I'm not talking about the gap between the two. I'm just saying, like, how much harder do you think Brel Shaza normal was, or hard was compared to normal? Because I'm talking about, like, the weird
Yeah.
calculation that I was doing on, like, the KDs of the two bosses. Because the only
Mm,
way, because, like, you would agree in, like, on this napkin math that, like, if Brel hard mode had a higher KD than Theamine normal mode, you could probably say that Theamine normal Brawl hard mode is harder than Theamine normal mode, right? If it has a higher KD.
yeah. I'm following you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only way that Belshazzar hard mode would have had a higher KD is if it was about 8 times harder than Belshazzar normal mode, I guess. It's not
Hmm.
perfect maths, but that's kind of how I calculated it out.
Um, that's a lot
But
of napkins.
but yeah, all this to say, I don't know. I personally think that it was either. I mean, it was kind of about the same, I'd say, in terms of like difficulty for me. But I don't know about the community.
I think I don't want to speak on everyone's behalf, but I think a lot of people are very like brother about Echidna. Like just G2. I'm pretty sure like a lot of people are stuck there right now, right? At this very moment. It's a
Like
really hard raid.
it's very punishing in many ways, for sure.
Hmm.
I think difficulty wise, I don't think it's that hard. Like how do I say this? It's like because like we would say like Theamine hard mode gate 3 is a probably pretty hard gate to get through. especially
Mm-hmm.
for prog. How long did it take for? I know, Calf, you didn't prog it on like when it came out, right?
Yeah.
But for Blue, you did, right? Hard mode.
No, I didn't prog. I didn't prog until a month in.
Oh, okay. But how long did it take you guys for you to clear that?
I I feel like it's kind of hard for me to answer that because like by the time that I was hard mode ready, I had already cleared normal gate 3. I was saying like 3 a week. So I had already cleared like 12 times by then. And everyone in that group was already very experienced in running hard mode. So for me, it was more of a how fast can I react to pressing my time stop when I hear Pac-Man because I didn't quite understand where to go yet. My very, very
Mhm.
first experience with the Pac-Man on hard mode was stand at 12 o'clock. We're all darkened. Okay, it's Pac-Man. So everybody tries to run from 12 to 6 o'clock, which I did. I got there, and then they said, oh wait, no, it was the other way around. It was alternating into there. Okay. Okay, no, no, no. No, it was Pac-Man first, and then they called alternating, but they were also calling get back to the ass, get back to the ass. So I ran all the way back up to 12 o'clock, and I was like, why is everyone down there? And I just died to the red telegraph, right?
Mm,
So now it's just like one of those things that like now I know how to react to that better, but like I didn't understand like the flip. So for me, I still played with 7 people who had the experience, and all
mhm.
I had to do was listen to the callouts. And if I
I
didn't know where
see.
to go with Pac-Man, time stop that shit.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, all this is for me just trying to say like cuz I know a lot of people who like didn't clear Theamine hard mode for like gate 3 until like 2 to 3 weeks in.
hmm On normal or hard?
On
Okay.
hard. I mean, normal mode. I think like a lot of like not people I knew personally, but probably pugs. I've seen like a lot of like still prog parties like week 2, week 3. But I think for the
hmm
most part, a lot of people cleared normal mode within like by the end of week 2. But I don't think most people who are attempting hard mode, at least not within the people that I know, like streamers and stuff, like most people cleared hard mode Echidna week 1.
I feel like a lot of people really underestimated how hard Echidna would be, and I feel like any stream I clicked on had been in Gate 2 alone for 15 hours last week.
Yep.
But would it be? I don't think it's harder than Thamine, though, right?
Uh, I find it hard to have like to really judge that because I wasn't there week 1.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when Thaymine came out, a lot of groups were disbanding. Penny is
Mm-hmm.
somebody who I raid a lot with. He went through like 3 or 4 statics that just kept falling apart. Um, a lot of
Yeah.
people quit after Thaymine. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know. I find it really hard to have an opinion on what which one's harder.
Yeah. I was very fortunate to have like my first They Mine Hard experience. I had Blue and John, like
Mm-hmm.
and Honed.
Uh-huh.
Uh Honed Omega Lol. And literally like
Um,
they were shot calling everything and it was really smooth, but I kept dying to Pac-Man in G3. It was it was
oh,
so I felt so bad because I felt like I was jailing because everybody was a reclear except for me. And then it just felt yeah.
the worst part about that too is for her first hard mode run, we didn't get to clear the first day, and
Mm-hmm.
I disconnected
Oh
on gate 3.
yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, we sent a ticket.
And
She
you didn't
sent a
get your
ticket.
ticket back.
No,
Nothing,
I
nothing.
couldn't prog gate 4 anymore because of that, and because of that, they were stuck in lobby sim trying to find a support, and then they ended up finding a support who was also learning, and it was just even harder on her because she didn't like she was
Mr.
also
Default
learning.
Man, the default.
But yeah, I mean, that's rough. But
Yeah.
like all this is to kind of like talk about like I don't know, and I know a lot of people in chat are saying like for Echidna we like compared to KR, right? KR had a lot of time to prepare for Echidna in terms of like their transcendence. They had like full transcendence. A lot of them were like 1640 already. So like they were going into Echidna hard pretty dang juiced. But I also still at the end of the
True.
day think that for us, like if we take a look at our data again, I think
Mm-hmm.
most people who cleared Echidna hard, this like even let's just talk about like the, Stoops or like a lot of the streamers, most of them cleared Echidna hard week 1, and they don't have all that like they're not like all super juice. They're not like KR where they had like full transcendence, 1640, whatever, and they all
Yeah.
cleared week 1. But again, Stoops, his group ran, I think, Thamine hard gate 3 for at least 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't clear week 1 for Thamine.
Yeah, and a lot of people cleared
Oh.
Echidna hard mode week 1. So it's like
Mm,
Yeah.
I think in terms of the argument about which one's harder, which one's easier, even Thamine Gate 3 I think is gonna be
Yeah,
harder than Echidna Gate 1.
I would
Oh,
agree
Gate
with
3 took
that.
3 days for hard mode for you guys on?
For
mm.
Echidna or Thamine?
I think well,
This is
Echidna only has 2 gates.
Oh yeah.
um
Yeah.
7 days.
Yeah. I mean, if it's 3 days, how long did it take you guys to clear Gate 2 Echidna? Was it also like two? I think it was like 2 days, right? 2 to 3 days. Because yeah, I think for the most part, it took people longer for Thamine Gate 3 compared hard mode compared to Echidna hard mode, in my opinion, from what I've seen at least. Yeah. It's hard to say for sure, but
Yeah.
I still kind of think that they're either. I still don't think that Thamine Gate 3 was harder than Echidna Gate 2. I think what it is, and I here's what I talked about, and I don't know if this makes sense, but I think that Echidna is a lot. It's a little bit more jarring to prog Echidna compared to progging Thamine, because a lot of time as you're progging for both raids, right? A lot of times in Echidna, if one person gets turned, they kind of just like kill everybody, or like at some point you kind of realize like I don't think we could get past this next mechanic just because we don't have enough people. Whereas with
Mm.
Thamine, even if you have like let's say only 4 people left in the party, like only one party still alive, you could technically still keep going and keep progging, and you don't have to like you're probably not going
Yeah.
to clear, but you can still keep going. Whereas with Echidna, like at some point you just don't have enough people to do the mechs. Like if
Yeah.
it's like the blue
Yeah.
Can't do the
blocks are like,
mirrors.
yeah, exactly, you can't do the mirrors, whatever. So it's like even though like both runs you wouldn't have cleared in either Thamine or Echidna, at least with Thamine you could keep kind of going, whereas Echidna you literally can't. So it kind of makes like the prog feel a bit harder because you're literally just not getting as far, because at some point you are just being like gated, like you can't do it anymore, like you legit just can't.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the counters at the end when you're in the basement, you gotta do the, like I say, 913, right? That was today's 913. I'm traumatized for
Oh
that
my
because
god, we didn't know how fast that
yeah,
was.
the counter was so fast. It was like pew, pew, pew. And I was like, what the fuck? Like everybody was standing at 9 o'clock. Somebody had to stand at 1 and 3, but then most of us were standing at 9 o'clock. And then the counter went by so fast. It was fake. The first one was fake. The second one was real, but then nobody was there. So we were like, holy shit.
Yeah, we were there
It
for
was
the first
crazy.
time, and like we like 6 of us were there for the first, or 5 of us were there for the first time, and when it happened, everybody fell over.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But was it a good time? Did you overall have fun in Gate
Hell
2?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was honestly like the vibes in our party were immaculate. Everybody was really good with the shot calling out the patterns, like in, out, close to the boot. Like it's just like, it was
Say
really,
close to the
smooth.
boob.
I was trying to say to the butt, but then the one where she's like shimmying. We started calling it tango, and I really like that. It's like, oh, she's doing tango. It's like really, makes it fun when you're
God, when you're
raiding
in
with
despair
people.
mode, and
Yeah, because it brings a little bit of joy, like a little. It makes the raid a little bit more lighthearted, but then at the same time you're still focused. But it's like overall a really good vibe.
got
I
it, got
definitely
it.
feel like my personal prog, Echidna was infinitely a lot easier than Thaman for sure.
Same, same. I mean, I only progged Echidna for maybe like, and I only did normal mode. I didn't do hard mode. I only did Echidna for like 5 hours, 2.5 hours with like pugs, like an hour to 2 hours um with like friends and static, and then I got my clear. I kind of did get carried through it, but I did join a reclear to get
Uh-huh.
my first clear. But I mean,
Uh-huh.
it was an invitation from chat. It was an invitation from chat. But my
I
next
mean,
clear, the next clear
Oh,
a
we
clear is a clear.
had, yeah, the next clear we
we play
had,
better.
it was basically a one shot. Okay, the next clear we had was basically a one shot. So I wasn't. I knew the raid. I knew the raid, and it was just other people that were messing me up. That's yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, of course. No,
So
but
you gotta
honestly,
learn from your
yeah.
streamer.
Okay.
This is how you get into reclay lobbies.
I swear. Next raid, I cleared it in one shot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and yeah, it was with my friends. It was
Oh
it
wait, so
was with
you one-shot your second run?
yeah.
Oh
Hey,
shit.
that's sick.
Yeah, that's good. I think both
Exactly.
of
See,
my
And
normals
you were
were like
alive
three
to the end.
hours.
and I was.
Damn, I wasn't even
Nice.
alive. Honestly, I got carried.
Yeah, I died my first clear, but second clear, I was alive all the way to the
I'm gonna redeem myself next
Nice.
reset.
I
end.
believe.
You got this.
Yeah.
You got this. But like talking about that, like what do you think is like the hardest part about Echidna?
Uh, mm. Oh, I want to say the pattern that I just really struggle with is the in the basement, the cardinals and the yellow. And I hate that. Like that's not the hardest part,
Same.
but I just can't see that pattern.
Like
Yeah, I don't know.
the team counter, the double counter
It
Yes,
thing.
looks like
yes.
Famine when
Like
he's doing the yeah, that. But
enhanced
then
donut, enhanced donut.
yeah, and then you gotta do a counter right after, right? But then I always seem to get knocked up.
Yes.
Use protection.
Always. Uh, oh.
Huh?
Huh? Huh?
Yeah, I could try to push him in that, but then get some protection, but then damn it, Miso.
Just completely threw us off. Dude, I'm
Yeah.
a bard and I'm still getting knocked around.
Um yeah.
I just
Okay.
don't see the pattern start fast
Um
enough and then I'm on the floor.
No, I have a lot of trouble with that too. I think most people have trouble with that. Like somebody told me it's like she's like gets some like aura like swirling around her or something like that before she does
It's
it, and that's the tell.
it's the same
Oh.
aura that like this the same
Bef-
color aura as the
before
fire one.
the before the one you throw out the Ifer or whatever.
Infernia. Infernia. I
Infer
don't yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same. It kind of looks the same, but except with that one, you kind of know, like I guess the way you tell the difference is like if with for Efernia, that's at like 50% bar, right?
Yes.
And then for the other one, it doesn't happen. It can just happen whenever. So if it's not a 50% bar and then she does a little swirly thing, then you kind of know that it's the tag team counter.
I do think that her patterns are very easy to read. They're not like Themine that you have to boom instantly react to because a lot of her like telegraphs, I feel like there's like a solid second to react to personally.
The one that I could never react to is the one where she steps
The uppercut?
backwards and
The
puts the
fart?
flowers on the field, but then also blows the
Oh,
the
yeah,
thing, the
yeah,
That
cone.
always gets stacked, so it's
Yeah.
so
I could
relatable.
never avoid that one. I still don't know how to really avoid it. People say like, "Oh, you dash like towards her like diagonally, so it's like, but like by the time I see her turn around and like when I'm in need to dash, I already got hit. Like when by the time I realize she's doing that, I already got hit.
yeah. Hmm.
Mm, I agree on that one. That's one pattern that I struggle with a lot. But she just like gets off the wall or wherever, and then she just throws a cone at you, and then you get a stack, a
Hmm.
charm stack.
That's
That
one of the
one.
biggest differences between like Theamine and like Echidna. I feel it's like for Theamine, I feel like I could if I were playing well enough, I just dodge everything. Like I could probably like never really get hit. But with Echidna, it's like there's just a lot of attacks that I feel like I'm always get hit by, but they're not like really punishing, so it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, and that's kind of like I feel like why people compare like Theamine to Vaulton a lot. It's like it's punishing, but like the fight itself is very fair. You can very easily
Yeah.
dodge like
Yeah, I
everything.
agree. Yeah.
Whereas like with a raid like Echidna, there's just attacks that you just feels like you can't really dodge if you're like in like the wrong spot, or sometimes not even in the wrong spot. You just can't dodge it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'll get better as people become more familiar with the raid, though.
It's week 2 after all, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. We'll go. Well, I mean, we'll always get better, but I do think that there are definitely. I feel like I always say this, but I feel like Thamine's a very fair fight. It's very fair. There's not a lot of bullshit that happens in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But with
Big booba.
Echidna, there's a lot of bullshit that happens.
Oh, another thing I struggle with is the big booba stagger. The
Mhm.
Electricity?
lasers. Yeah, I'm just like and I just get pushed back. Like, and no one can help me because everybody's trying to stagger and get that big stagger off. You know, I'm just in the back like and then if I'm caught, I get fucking stacks.
Ah.
Yeah.
Whenever I get electrocuted, I say I'm dancing. So
Ugh.
that's what I say instead. I'm dancing, I'm dancing, I'm dancing. Um, but no, I totally get that. I always say like for that one, you gotta respect Echidna. You can't like
Mm,
you can't go on the offensive too much, right? You
mm.
every now and then she's like, no, I don't want anymore, like and you gotta like back off. And then after
She says that. Oh, I didn't know she says
at least she
that.
says that to me. I don't know about you
That
guys.
makes more sense.
Uh-huh.
So
You're
like
like,
you gotta like back off, right? You gotta like yo, hold on, hold on. We've had enough for like a little bit. I need a break, right?
I
And then you
need
back off for a second, and then you go back in, right? It's
I
like
need whatever client you have.
it's like respect basically, like consent and respect is what I call it. Like
uh-huh.
so
And
she
boundaries.
exactly.
Especially on
You
a kid,
can't
though.
you can't go in and you can't go in and smack her like that, until she says it's okay. And then she says
Okay.
stop for a little bit, and you got to respect it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Um,
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how I feel like that part goes. So maybe you should
So what
respect
do
her
you
a little
call
bit
it when
more.
you complete the stagger?
When you complete the stagger, oh, I'm too. Honestly, for me, I'm a little bit too tired after that, and I just need a rest. I just need a
be
break.
honest. Do you kiss your monitor every time she does the thing?
Cone does.
That is interesting. I've actually never thought about doing that. Maybe it's
Oh,
because I'm on stream. Maybe it's because I'm on stream, but it'll be a little bit weird if I did it on stream. Honestly, I don't think chat would really like that.
I think chat would love that, actually.
yeah.
I'll try it next time, and if I lose like 100 viewers when I do that, I'll let you guys know.
But what if you gain 100 views?
Well, I'll just do it every time
Yeah.
then. I'll just do it every time.
Hell yeah, that's the mentality. Let's go.
Okay.
You might need
But
more tissue boxes.
wait, what do you say?
You might need more tissue boxes.
Oh my
Yeah, so you
God.
never explained what happened to the tissues.
Yeah, why
What
do
do
you
you
have empty
mean?
boxes of tissues?
Why are they gone?
I have them there because I'm a person that
Uh-huh.
suffers from allergies.
So why don't you have another
Allergies.
box?
Because I need to go get it
When's
and
your
I haven't
next
replaced it.
echidna?
When's my next echidna? Oh, not until next week.
So you have a while before you need another
Oh,
box.
so yeah, I guess you restock.
I'm not gonna comment. No comment. No
Uh-huh.
comment.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's why the box is off stream instead of being on stream on the camera. No comment at all. But okay. So
Okay.
so hardest part of Echidna probably the like the group counter, the combo counter, whatever you call it.
913.
913.
Traumatized.
Zero bar mech. It's on hard mode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I feel like the first part of the fight is if there's a lot of greed that plays into that. If people die early, it's usually because of greed or people aren't watching where the flowers are and they're causing flowers.
Uh-huh.
I don't really feel like there's a to me, the first part of the fight doesn't feel like it should be as hard, but people greeting makes it hard.
Mm-hmm. Them
Guilty.
parsers.
Mhm.
Guilty.
I
It's
wasn't
a
even
death
on the
blade thing.
MVP
It's a
board.
death blade
I don't
thing.
know why I was greeting so much. I'm not even on the MVP board at the end. Like I
You
don't know what
you
I
are
was greeting
competing
for.
against people with full transcendence.
The transcendies,
The
Transcendence?
transcendies.
I guess.
I mean,
I'm
it's
just
just
competitive with myself. That's it.
it's just in our blood to greed. Like Lost Ark
Yes.
has taught us to greed. Like if you're not
Yeah.
greeting, you're not doing enough damage. So
Agreed.
that's why. That's why. It's not us. It's not us at all.
It's the
It's the
game.
game.
Yeah.
It's the
Is
game's
this
fault.
considered gaslighting or? Oh
Uh,
no,
no, it's
No,
the
no,
game.
no, no, no. It's the game.
I guess.
It's the game.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, so that I think like kind of wraps up Echidna, to be honest. I think overall, like most of us like had a good time. I think like there's definitely a general sentiment that especially week one, there was a lot of people who were like, yo, this is terrible, I hate this. But then as people started clearing it more, I think people are liking it a little bit more, I guess. I don't know. At least that's what I've seen. I've seen a lot less like rumblings on like Reddit about people complaining after the raid. They've moved on to complain about other things at this point.
Mm, I haven't checked in a while, but maybe if you say so.
Yeah, I think that's the case. So I think that overall, like, what would you guys rate this raid in a scale of 10? Like, where would you put Thamine on a scale of 10, and where would you put Echidna on a scale of 10?
Hmm.
Mm, I
I
enjoy
find
theme
that
line.
yeah, I
Is
find
that
that a hard one to answer. No, no, I'm like so when Thaemon came out, I could only do Thaemon on two characters.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the raids where I was like, God, shit, I wish I had all six of my characters at Thaemon. I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy doing Thaemon. Whereas Echidna, I'm fine with my two clears a week.
So it sounds like you guys, at least you Blue, enjoy Thamine a lot more than Echidna.
I'm sorry, I'm team theme line.
I
I'm,
like Echidna, but Thaemon is
he's got the
I don't know.
girth.
Well, and maybe he's Kadon's dad.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
You
Daddy
like daddy more than
vibes.
mommy?
Daddy
Daddy
vibes over
darkness.
mommy vibes. Got it. Got it. I mean, I'd rate. I personally, I put Thamine maybe like at a 9 or a 10, and Echidna maybe at like a 7. 7.
I was thinking that
Yeah,
too.
I'd
Yeah,
agree with that actually.
theme line's definitely 9 or 10. It can rate itself is like about 7 for me.
Yeah, but it's not a bad rate. I like the rate. It's enjoyable. It's fun.
It's better, definitely more fun than doing Braille 1 to 3.
Like
Or
from
Kai
at the,
and Gil.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I
I
agree.
really like Thaemon.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Thamine is hands down. The I mean, if we're not counting Vaulton, right? Because Vaulton's like really old. Like even
Yeah.
compared to Vaulton, like I don't know, but Thamine is probably my favorite raid. Actually, you know what? Extreme Vaulted, if we still had that, would probably be my favorite raid. But
I never got to experience Extreme Vaulton,
that's
but
unfortunate. It was a lot of fun,
yeah.
especially because I don't know, Vaulton itself is a fun boss. And
How far off is it from Hell mode Vaulton?
The damage check is higher,
Oh,
but it's less
but it does not
punishing.
hurt. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
hurt as much.
you could tank a lot
oh,
of stuff.
I see.
So it's like basically if Helton was, never didn't one shot you with a lot of its mechanics, but you had to be like a lot better about your DPS uptime.
Mm. Because
Mm-hmm.
I babbled on Helton a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually got my clear. It wasn't deathless, but
But you also have to remember that the game and like the class balances that have like taken place since Helton came out, Helton is infinitely easier to do
Mm-hmm.
now. Like the damage check used to be a lot tighter at first. As somebody who lived in Helton, um, early on, but not early enough because I didn't do it until after Vicus came out. I lived in that place for almost 2 months before I got my deathless. But I was also only doing like 5 hours a week of it.
Yeah. My friends and I were doing Helton around a year ago, I think. A year ago
mm,
right before Glaver got changed to Entropy. That was about a year
Mm-hmm.
ago, right? That's
oh,
when
Yes,
I
that's
was
like
doing
last July.
Helton.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun with it. And we never cleared, unfortunately. It was kind of like you. We did like about maybe like 3 to 4 hours of prog every week.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
And we got super close. I think we literally got to like 0 lines left, and then it enraged. So
Oh.
yeah.
yeah, but it was. I think we were probably about to clear at any time. But yeah, I definitely agree that with every balance patch, hell content becomes easier and easier because the classes just get stronger, and the content was
Mm-hmm.
balanced for the classes at the time.
But Deathlift got a nerf.
I mean, but it got a huge buff before the nerf.
Yeah, but then she got a nerf. So I was a little sad about that.
I was there on your stream cap when you were doing Baldur's Gate 2, and you were like, wait, why do I feel weaker? Why am I not, why are these hits not hitting enough? And you're like
I'm
checking your
telling you.
gear. You're like, am I using the wrong gear? Is like,
Yeah.
and the chat was like, oh, it's because definitely got like a 5% damage nerf. And you're like, oh shit, I feel it.
Yeah.
See, that's why my strategy is to drop a class when it gets buffed and then play the class when it gets nerfed. That way I like after it gets nerfed. That way I never know how it feels to play a strong class, and then when it gets nerfed,
Mm-hmm.
I just it's like this has always been like this.
But then again, when I play with supports that have like, full transcendies and like the
It's
elixirs,
noticeable. It is
right,
so
it is actually
noticeable
very
when your
noticeable. It
support
is.
does not have like
Mm-hmm.
oh
It
yeah.
is.
There are times where I'm like because I consider myself a Glavier main even though my bard is higher eye level. There are times where I'm like I can consistently hit like 260 to 300 and then when I'm not even hitting 200 I'm like "Ah, what the fuck?"
Mm,
Maybe I'm weird.
definitely noticeable.
Maybe I'm weird, and maybe it's because I don't play classes that are like super like big numbers. And maybe it's
Wait,
also because I'm
is
not
Blade big?
paying. I mean, Red Dragonhorn's kind of like more noticeable than
Yeah.
a lot of other attacks.
Is that the ones like that one?
Yeah. Exactly. I know
Uh-huh.
exactly what you're talking about when you use
What is like,
sound effect.
yeah? What's that one? The,
That's the four-headed dragon or whatever.
forehead. Yeah, forehead.
Yeah. Exactly.
Focus.
But yeah, I maybe it's because I don't play classes that do like that. Though Striker kind of does, but I think maybe it's just because I don't pay attention to the game enough when I'm
Mm-hmm.
playing. But I never notice these things. I notice when it's like my support is really bad and they're not like branding or attack buffing, and I'm like, ah, shit. But then I never like notice like the full transcendence not versus non-full transcendence supports.
Hmm.
Don't even you were on a Reaper to be fair. Oh.
Also,
See
I
that-
was just
Mhm.
you were recommending DPS classes in one of your videos recently on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I saw it. You didn't include Blade. I just wanted to ask why. Just curious.
Because there's a couple reasons why. because I
Uh-huh.
recommended Blade last video for one.
Ah.
So the previous video that I did about 3 months ago, I recommended Blade for the damage category for that video.
Ah.
And then for this time around, I'm like, well, I don't really want to include Blade again because, like, it's fine, it's good. But then I was like, if we look at the DPS charts,
Mm.
Sork is basically
Yeah,
number one,
that's true.
and then
The meatballs.
yeah, and then Breaker on average is higher than Blades on the DPS charts. I don't know about after the nerfs, but at the time it was the nerfs hadn't happened yet. So I was like, and then we throw Breaker in there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's not because there's nothing against Blades. I love Blades. I would love to play. I'm personally thinking about pushing back up my old Blade. I was an absolute monster on Blade. So back in the day, in the the Yoho era of the game,
Oh, that was
Kungulanium,
fun.
and then we went over to Kungulanium. That like the I was an actual. Actually, I didn't play much Kungulanium. I think it was a bird Descaluda. I was an absolute
Dieska?
monster on Blade, so I feel like if I push it back up right now, I'd actually just be unstoppable. So I'm thinking about that. So there's nothing against Blade. I love Blade. It's good.
Slay.
Dude.
do, do
Speaking
you,
of like introductions,
Mhm.
like when because we talked about like how I first met Cafe, doing like that like 8-man VTuber raid back then, we were like, okay, everybody, please introduce yourself. And then Cap comes in, I like Deathblades. And
Hey guys, Calf. I like Death Blades.
Yeah.
I like trains.
I just said like, hi, I'm Kath. I like death blades.
And then you
I have
muted it,
5
you
death
just won't let
blades.
you.
Do any of those VTubers like still play?
Um,
Um,
mm, not
some?
really.
Wait, I don't know.
Most of them
Maybe?
quit. Most of them quit.
Yeah, just me and Blue.
Yeah, the last remaining ones from that group, from that what 9 hour vaulting group you said?
No.
No,
That
that
was
wasn't a
different.
vaulting
That was
group.
That
different.
was
That was a
different.
Vicus group.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vicus
We
group.
also did the Mystic Raid, I'm pretty sure, together.
Oh
Oh, but that was super easy
yeah.
though. You could literally matchmake that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Mystic was fun.
Well, we have it back now, right? Oh no, that's Kai Shooter. Is Kai Shooter Mystic? I don't remember.
Kai Shitter.
Kai shooter?
The boss that we have in the Chaos Assault.
No, it's a different one. The Mystic one had
Ah.
like the freezing
But I think it was
anti.
like a special like winter specific event, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I don't know. I don't know how Mystic was in Korea.
I think that's when gunslingers, there was like a specific skin. It got bugged. And
So
then
you could
people
have
were
skin colored.
no.
The
People
T-pose.
yeah, no, not only that. Yeah, it was T-pose, but also the head was strange. And then they're shooting out of their crotch. It was really weird. No, I mean, I'm not even joking. I'm not exaggerating. There was a weird bug with GS back then during the
Yeah.
Mystic times. Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know of this bug. I didn't. I
Oh,
really did
that was
not know.
so funny. It was when you wore the do you know were you playing not last year, but the year before that, they had the Thanksgiving packs that they gave the first year anniversary costumes? The white and black, like
Like the fur coat with the
yeah.
boots and the pants.
It's like a fully clothed outfit.
I'm sure I have it somewhere, but I don't remember it.
It was that outfit that was bought.
I see. I see. I mean, yeah, no, I don't remember this. I never had a gunslinger back then. I mean, I had a friend who
Oh.
would have played it, but I don't think they ever used that. So sadly, I didn't
Ah,
experience the T pose crotch shooting
it
gunslinger.
was so funny.
I see. Well, hopefully we get more of those funny things popping into the game every now and then.
Hmm.
And AGS is an indie studio after all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that kind of I mean, I was trying to wrap up Echidna earlier, but then we ended up
Sorry.
going in a different direction. But that kind of wraps up Echidna and everything. We all had a lot of fun with the raid. Not quite as fun as Triangle or as Triangle, they am mine, but it
Triangle.
was it was a good raid. It was an enjoyable raid. Um,
Yeah.
so that was kind of like the past. Now let's look into the future, right? We have solo raids coming out in about 2 or so weeks, I think, at this point. Um, are you guys looking forward to solo raids?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, I am. Like,
I
so
want to test my skill.
Like your solo
yeah.
skills?
Yeah, I soloed Velganos on my bard with Raid Captain,
Sheesh.
Spirit Absorption,
I
and Desperate
remember that.
Salvation.
Yeah, I remember that.
Did you upload that video onto Reddit of the
I
the
fucking
clear?
wish. No,
You
but
should have.
my friend Ollie, who I didn't know at the time, but he posted to Reddit that he did that. And that is what inspired me to rage and bang my head against the wall for 5 hours until I cleared.
5 hours. Holy. I would have given up way before that.
No, I do not give up.
I mean, I think for me, I just didn't wouldn't care about it. I actually recently I was playing Elden Ring and I
I had to
bashed.
get my citizen card, dude.
I mean, I got my citizen car with my Glavier. I didn't need to get it with my Bard. I guess if you at the time you were playing, was
Okay.
Bard your main?
Uh, and Glaive, but at the time I mean at the time Glaive wasn't out.
Hmm.
But no, so while I had my Bard, I actually enjoyed playing DPS Bard. I never did it in a like if my team needed a support, I would not grief and be like, "No, I'm DPSing today." But I got to play with people that would allow me DPS Bard Pro Goal.
Oh my
Hmm.
god.
That was fun.
Wait, that's kind of lit.
Yeah.
I used to run a charm set Bard
Mm-hmm.
In
for
Chaos
my
Engine?
no,
Oh,
like for my DPS build.
the
So
Awakening hits for a lot when you have Charm
yeah.
set on, right?
I think because Charm Set is the one that makes like the little like the elemental shit like pop off and like lightning
Yeah.
bolts it and stuff like that. So I don't know if it did anything for the Awakening, but
No,
I
if you knew
Oh,
the damage breakdown, like 90% of it was charm.
yeah, 90% of your damage was from Charm. It was great.
Yeah.
I used to run
it's
that,
crazy.
and then every now and then I'd out DPS the pugs, and it was a lot of fun.
One of my first raids with Cap in a hard mode Vaulton, I was like, "Hey, can I DPS Bard?" And she was like, "DPS Bard? What is this? Is she trolling?" And I remember making it to the MVP screen and screenshotting it.
I think I remember that. That was lit. Man, we did so many things together in the past. That's crazy.
Man, this is just a memory lane for the two of you.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to solo raids too because like sometimes I don't really wanna these days not a lot of people do normal con or like Kyangel hard anymore. But I have some alts, gold earning alts that are stuck doing Kyangel and normal con. So since now solo raids are coming out, I'll just take the whatever the gold reduction. I'll just do it on my own time. Like it's just at least I got it done. I'm kind of curious, like how would my pally perform with the new arc passive? Is it arc
Hmm.
passive or was it the other thing?
There's a buff that you get for supports that you can click on for solo raids. It's like, oh, I'm a
Uh-huh.
support, and you click on it, and then so whenever you apply your brand onto the boss, you do like DPS levels of damage.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to feel it. I want
I
to
know
know what it feels like.
we don't know the exact numbers, but we do know that it's a gold nerf. I feel like in some cases we might get enough because they did mention increase like bound materials, right? It might still make up for the gold difference in my opinion.
Mm.
Like for people that are buying like the bonus loot at the end of the gate because they want those bound materials and they're like taking the gold cut because of that, maybe you won't have to do that now because you're getting more bound materials.
Hmm.
That's a pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty
Or
good
maybe there's
thought.
not even a box at the end at all.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe it just gives it to you outright with it without an extra cost. Um, I mean, I'm looking forward to solo raids, but um, I think we'll have to see how they're implemented because like the way that they said it was going to be implemented was just like it's for new players and for like learning the raids. So I wonder, and I'm really hoping that we're not like one. I'm hoping that it'll be decent, but two,
Hmm.
I would hate for it to be like I feel like there's a lot of people who have like high expectations of it, and I
Mm.
hope that we're not going to have our expectations crushed because again, they did mention it was mainly targeted towards newer players and people trying to learn the raids. So it's like for us, will it be useful? I don't know.
I think it
Mm.
will be useful for people who don't have a lot of time, but they also don't mind settling for lesser raids just to get them
Mm-hmm.
done with.
Yeah, because it's a really hard balance to draw, and I've always talked about this, but like, and I feel like I get quite a bit of hate comments on my YouTube for this, but I really think that solo raids are in many ways, a make or break situation
Hmm.
because for every person that does a solo raid that week, that means one less person is party findering. And
Oh.
Party Finder Jail is one of the worst parts of playing this game, right? So as we get more people doing solo raids on like the lower level I mean, it's not even that low level. It's up to like what a con,
Well,
Boldest or something
this.
like that.
It's boldest,
Like
yeah.
yeah, it's not even that low level content. As we get more and more people doing more solo raids, that's less and less people in a Party Finder. And for the people who
I
do want to do group content, that makes that experience worse.
I do agree with that because like imagine being a new player in an MMO and you don't have people to play with and you won't be able to do anything with anyone until Thaymine
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't have like now more than ever when that comes out, if you don't have people to play with you, you're probably not gonna have people to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like the
Or
standards for getting into a party are so high nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be 1600 to do Sonoville. You gotta be 1600 to do Brel 1 to 3. It's actually insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like
And
it's gonna like cut out a lot of the worst players because they're not gonna be able to get it done, so they're not gonna stick. I feel like they might not stick through it.
yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely going to be amazing for new players. New player experience is 100% going to be better off of this, and like players who aren't like who are getting gate kept and things like that. But then it's for like the players that are not really being gate kept as much. The players who want to do group content and you know might not be able to find it. I'm just worried about that. Again, I think it's overall a plus, but I also think that there are things that we're not thinking about solo raids that could, again, like it could be a make or break because Lost Ark is all about its raids.
Hmm.
And if we're, and in many cases, unless like maybe they'll blow the solo raids out of the water and they'll be way more fun to do than group raids. And we won't even mind not doing group raids anymore. But if it's not like that, and at the end of the day, the group rates still do give more rewards in terms of gold and stuff. But like again, for every person that decides that that week I don't want to do group raids, it just makes the party finder experience worse, which is okay-ish for Korea, but for us, we don't have that many players. So one
Yeah.
player dropping out of Party Finder is a pretty big deal, especially if that player is like a support or something. So there's just like certain things that like I am worried about. Again, I think solo raids are amazing, but still in the back of my mind, I am a little bit worried. And also the other thing is like again, it's good for the new player experience, but like the first raid anybody's gonna do is Thaymine,
Mm.
and that's a little scary because Daemon is a four, especially if you're clearing it for the first time, a hard rate.
Yeah.
So it's like be imagine being dropped off into Thaemine after not doing any group content with anybody else. Like
There's
it'd
gonna
be a
be
little bit
even
hard
more
to
gatekeeping at Thaymine because you don't know if that person has been playing with other people or not. Like you don't know how well they're gonna perform solo.
Mm-hmm.
True. The Party
Yeah.
Finder, you're gonna be sitting in hours in Party Finder looking for support because there's no supports in the game, and then literally, like, you're gonna be fucking hungry. So that means You have to get HelloFresh.
Hello Fresh.
Oh my
You,
god.
you gotta fuel up and eat something, right?
Yeah, totally. If you guys want to use HelloFresh, there's a code down in the about section below, and it's also being spammed in the chat. If you want to use that link to get free boxes of HelloFresh and free appetizers, please feel free to do so.
Check it out, guys. Don't be hungry.
Make sure you eat before your raids.
Yeah, make sure you guys are eating and hydrating.
Don't want to end up like Mr. Strylander there that always does his raids on an empty stomach.
Oh my god, yesterday he was hangry. I had to ask him. I was like, "Did you eat today, Marcus?" And he was like, "No."
Wait, why is Marcus not eating before his raids?
Because he expects us
Oh,
to
no.
one shot and we're not good enough.
I was like, "Marcus, did you eat dinner?" And he's like, "No."
He's just always hungry, apparently.
I was so intimidated.
I mean, look, I think that anytime I go into a raid, I always expect a jail. That's kind of like the mindset that I have. So if I feel like I'm going into a raid, I'm gonna, in my mind, do everything that I need to do before that raid, and that's how I do it.
But chat loves jails. I don't know why.
Exactly,
I just
they
found out,
love
I
jails.
just
They love our
found this
misery.
out yesterday. I was doing Voldis for almost 3 hours. Voldis hard 1 to 4. I was stuck in gate 4 for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and I don't know why. My chat loved it. And I don't know why. ACD, I guess. Just XCD.
They just and the thing is, it's always your fault. It's always your fault.
Yeah.
At least for me. I don't know about you guys. Maybe your chat loves you guys more than they love me, but my chat's always saying it's my fault.
And in our case, it's just Hone's fault.
Yeah, I was actually in a party
You guys
with
have a
Honed.
scapegoat. You guys have a
H
scapegoat.
Omega lol.
You have honed. I don't have honed. I need a honed in my life, so I can just blame it all on honed.
Or server merges.
Yeah.
I'm so sad. I'm actually so sad.
What's
Like
up with that?
recently, I've been watching you guys, y'all have been playing
Aw.
together, and you're in a party with Marcus, John, Stoops, all these you guys are getting these big happy family raids going on, and I'm just out here sitting here yeah, all right. John, when are you gonna be staying up really late again so we can do raids on West again? It's
Aw.
it's like that SpongeBob meme, eternal SpongeBob meme, where I'm just Squidward watching you guys have fun.
Aw.
Yeah.
Cue violin music.
I mean, I would push a 1630 if I had people to play with, but
Yeah,
there's
no,
no
I
reason.
get that.
There's no reason
Yeah.
for me to push it. There's no reason. It's it's sad. It's really saddies. Hopefully one of these days we'll get the merge, but until
I hope we
then-
can at least get an announcement. Another 6 months in advance, hey, expect this over the winter.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, every now and then I'll have 1 or 2 people come over and I play with them, but for the most part, it's just I'm just here toughing it out with chat and hoping that chat isn't here to jail me in my runs.
Yeah,
Chat
that
is
doesn't
not
happen
here
on
to
NAEast
jail
at
you?
all.
Or you not jail. Is it chat trying not to jail you, or is it you trying not to jail you?
I have never jailed a run before.
Really?
Yeah, I have never jailed a run.
Check the VODs.
Is this true? Chat?
Check the
It's
VOD.
true. It is true.
Check the VODs.
Mhm.
Roll the clip back.
I have never jailed a run before. Yeah. You see, the thing is, right? It's either somebody else's fault or chat says it's a jail, but it's not actually a jail. It's just maybe 2-3 reads.
Where's
And I was
J-Raw?
I was one of the I was the cause of maybe one of the reads.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, there's also a
Uh-huh.
difference between I'm on the floor, but the raid clears. If the raid clears and I'm on the floor, it doesn't mean it's a jail,
Uh-huh.
right? You know, that was not a
I mean,
jail
if
run.
they clear and it's like, yeah,
Yeah, like if it's a
if
one
they can
shot,
clear
right?
without you,
If it's a
still a
one
one shot.
shot and I'm on the floor, I'm not jailing the run. The run has never been jailed. It's just going.
Oh,
Oh,
what is this?
That was not a jail. That's not a jail.
let's see.
It's not a jail.
It sounds to me like you're flaming someone for being dead.
I
And then,
Wait, is this Brell?
I hit the atropine button on accident, okay? Instead of pressing the pot.
oh, he did. Why did you have atches on your butt and bro?
Just in case we go into what is it? The part at the end with the tornado, or not the tornadoes, the part where you can use Shandi to skip the Inanna mech.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
So just in
And
case,
oh yeah, I did that
yeah.
once on hard mode where we skipped that.
Yeah, so that's why I haven't. And also sometimes like I in the past I've been pretty like I'm not very gatekeepy for the most part. So there are times when I get into a run and our DPS is really low. So I take the Atros so that if in case that happens, I throw the darks and the
Oh, that's
Atros
so
and
nice
then
though.
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
you're
You're
a
trying to
team
make up for
player,
the deal.
damn.
Yeah.
Exactly,
You're
exactly.
so thoughtful. Wow, person.
Exactly. Everybody's always blaming me, but I'm just trying to make sure that I can run with people and like make sure the Makokos get through.
Aww,
And
Aww.
yep, yep, and
wholesome.
yep, yep.
He's
No,
not a
I'm
DPS.
not being a
No.
DPS god. You can see in that run in the clip, I actually had all three Atros because I didn't need to use it.
But then you used it there.
Well, I used it on accident and died, but like I didn't need to use it because the raid was going well. So it's not even about being a goblino. It's like it's a fail safe in case something happens. It's just a fail safe. It's a fail safe. But yes, all this to say is like I do wish that we got the merge that way I could play with everybody because I was talking to John about this the other day. But there's another. So like I stream really decent hours, right? One
Yeah.
reason is because like it just works well with my schedule. I don't it never because nobody's ever awake during this time, so I pretty much never have conflicts at this time. But
Mhm.
the other thing is that because I'm on West where a lot of my friends are on East, I spend and this is why I hop into your chats and like talk and like hang out, but like, like the only way I ever actually get to like interact with you guys and like play with you guys or not play with you guys, but interact with you guys and like become better friends or whatever is by interacting with you guys through chat. So I leave the afternoons open. That way I can go and hop into your streams and like say hi, talk a little bit and things like
Wait, that's so blubberous.
that.
Wait, but that's honestly like
Aw.
it's always a pleasure seeing you in my
Oh, thank you.
chat. It's like really,
Thank you.
really, it's really nice and cute.
Thank you. And I mean,
Yeah.
you guys, your streams are always like both your streams are enjoyable to hang out in. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
Aww.
Hopefully we get the merge soon. Hopefully we get the merge soon.
Yeah.
Please, AGS.
Yeah.
Help
As Marcus
us.
says, surprise merge July 17th. Hopefully. Copium.
Screenshot
Dude.
that.
I want to play with Chorizo, with Kitty. I have another friend, Bun on West, with her group of friends. I'm pretty sure SNSD belongs to that group.
Mm-hmm. There's other NA streamers, but they never invite me to anything. That's the thing. They never invite me to anything.
Have you invited yourself?
I don't do that. I don't do that. I
Oh.
don't do that. I don't like that. But okay. Do you guys think that we'll be getting a power pass in July?
So I originally didn't want so I don't like to have expectations because expectations disappoints you. The way that they worded it was they were working together with Smilegate to give us another event along the lines of the Path of the Soul Eater or the like Transcend the Darkness thing, which is already implying a boosting event from 1580 plus. And the way that they also worded it was to boost your favorite alt. Now, actually, Marcus made me like kind of reconsider that thought because it really doesn't seem realistic that they will just give us a 1580 plus event without having anything to help get a new character to that point. Uh, but there's also no new class coming out, so they probably wouldn't market it that way.
Mhm.
Just any class you may be interested in that already exists.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
so
I'm
you
expecting
think
one.
so you're expecting one.
Yes.
I think so too, because well, I don't know if it's hopium or copium, but I feel like we might get one because recently I've been getting some new like Lost Ark actual mokokos in my chat, and it's like,
Makokos.
yeah, actual mokoko, and they're like, but then it sucks because they're saying I got banned for botting behavior. And I'm like, wait,
I've
what?
heard about that too.
It happens quite frequently, more than you think. It's actually so strange and bizarre. But and like trusted accounts can't get the Elgacia Power Pass. But then I feel like maybe AGS will try to pull through and give us a Power Pass in July.
Well, why would they give us solo raids, which should hopefully introduce new players to the game without a free power pass, right?
Mm, that too.
I mean,
We get solo raids and the engravings thing.
they are giving us like a honing nerf, right? Pretty early on. Like we're getting the
To
honing nerf early
1580.
on. Yeah. The 1580. So and that's where the Descended into Darkness kicks in.
Yes, but now if you're a brand new player who's interested in like, oh, I've always wanted to play Lost Ark, but
But
I have raid pugging anxiety, so now you're finally interested in trying out the game because of the solo raid introduction.
yeah,
Mm.
which
But now
starts
you have to
very
go through
early on. You
but
don't
if you
have
have to
to
go through the entire story quest because there is no power pass, seems unlikely to me.
I
Mm.
mean, I guess like my question is like why is it bad that new players have to go through the story?
It's
Some people just want to see what Endgame has to offer, right? Like,
I
do you
actually
remember how long it took you to get through the story quest?
I do, but I actually recommend new players to do the story, in my opinion. That when I have a person that comes like when I had a friend who was playing the game for the first time, I actually recommended to do the story
Mm-hmm.
because if you just get launched into 1460,
mm,
you don't know how to use it, you don't know how to play the game. You don't know how to play the
Yeah.
character. You don't know your
that's
skills.
true.
You'll know like the basics of the game. You're basically launching yourself into not end game, but like end game ish without any basis for understanding the game.
But then again, when like let's say new players, they want to check out more about the game, they go to Twitch and then they see streamers doing all these cool raids and stuff. Maybe they want to maybe they want to raid. I don't know. Maybe that kind of makes them feel like, oh, I want to do this raid.
I mean,
So
I feel
but
like
maybe
a
that's
lot
why
of
they wouldn't
people
do
don't
story.
have what's the word? Not really like a commitment, but like a lot of people don't want to wait around for 10 to 15 hours before they can see what Endgame has to offer.
Mm.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but there's also a part of me that's like, should a brand new player get pushed up to T4 immediately?
No, not tier 4, for sure not.
Well, but like 1580, and then you get the Descendant into Darkness, which helps you out, like get into tier 4, and they'll probably get into tier 4 like pretty quickly. It's like part of that is like, do is that make sense for them? I guess they basically here's the thing kind of about the way that Lost Ark works, and like also I think hopefully solo raids will kind of bring this back too. But like you learn a lot of the basics from like your raiding off of previous bosses, off of
Uh-huh.
previous raids. So when we skip a player so far ahead, they don't get like the basics of a lot of like the earlier on stuff. I'm not saying that they should be stuck there for like a long, 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 long time, but like, you know, I think that there is an argument to be made that, you know, we should like
I
it should be easy for players to get up to current content, but I also don't think that we should necessarily that easiness should be just skipping the content completely.
Mm.
I still feel like a brand new player won't be able to hit tier 4 right away. I made a character on Jumpstart and it still took me like with a one character roster, because if you don't have a power pass or any event going on, it's very unrealistic that you'll be pushing two characters, right? Because
Hmm.
without an event, it's just horrible to push a character.
Hmm.
Um, I don't feel like if a brand new player with a single character roster can very easily hone all the way up to 1620.
Hmm.
I have an alt roster, the Jumpstart server, and my breaker, I did get to 1600 very easily because I already had one character on that roster giving me gold, but it still took me over a month to get to 1610. And then there's going to be the elixirs and the transcendence that people will get gatekept by. So they're going to have to go out of their way to do these raids. Well, more so elixirs so that they can do Thaymine.
Hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just like my mindset is usually like expect the worst, and then if they surprise
Mm-hmm.
me, then it's amazing. I usually try not to be like I'm expecting this to happen, and then just to be disappointed by when it doesn't happen. So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like where I'm
Yeah.
coming from. That with the power pass, it's like I would love for them to bring a power pass, but like realistically, like given the history of the game and like kind of yeah, like the history of the game, they usually don't give power passes unless there's a new class. So we'll see. We'll have to see. I would
Mm.
love for it to happen, but I'm not 100% convinced yet.
Yeah, and honestly, it's really overwhelming for. Like, I actually made a character on a South America server before the merge, just
Mm-hmm.
for funsies, and then it was so overwhelming. Like they throw like there's no actual tutorial. Yeah, you can mess around and trick around with Beatrice a little bit, but then it's like as soon as you land and then you use a power pass, it's just like boom, 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 quest, boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's really overwhelming. Like I feel like as a new player, if there was like an in-game like tutorial,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it could kind of help players like go
Go.
like go down the path.
I was like waiting. I'm like, all
I'm
right,
sorry, I just
go.
can't think of the word. Like go in the right direction, basically. Go in the right direction. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I do think that in general, Korean MMOs do a terrible job of onboarding new players. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe MMOs in general. I don't know. I haven't played any other MMOs other than Korean MMOs for a while that are like long time existing MMOs. But I feel like in general, for most MMOs, you really have to like learn yourself and really put in a huge effort into figuring out how to play the game. Because the games just don't tell you how to do it. They don't teach you how to do it. And it's not I wish that this wouldn't be the case for MMOs and in general.
Hmm. I don't wanna see this game die, Been playing since day one. I mean, even though I took a 5 month break. But, been playing this game since it came out and it was it's a it's a very special game with a
Hmm.
special community.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a reason why I continue to be here and make content for this game every single day and
Mm.
stuff like that. Like, I like the game. I like the community. I want to. It's honestly the only game that I want to play every day. Like, there's no other game that makes me like where I'm just like every single day. If this is the game that I want to play, I don't think I've ever had a day where I'm like, I don't like. I mean, there have been days where I had other games I wanted to play more, but if I didn't have that other game, I wouldn't be like, nah, I don't want to play Lost Ark.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. But it's gonna be exciting with this the solo race coming. Hopefully, a power pass, and then we get our free 5x3s and level sevens. Are you guys gonna be pushing up or like playing or trying out different characters as a result of this?
Oh, I 100% like streamer idea. I'm totally betting other people do this too. I
People are gonna
want my
steal your
chat.
idea. People are gonna steal your idea.
It's fine. I don't own ideas. I want my chat to choose a class that I play and go through all the raids on.
I think that's a lit idea.
So
Play
like
DB.
you take a new character basically, and then would you be doing all those raids on item level?
Probably.
I don't know why, but these days I've been wanting to play Reaper.
Yama!
Yeah,
Yama's
Which
so
one?
fun.
Lunar? Hunger?
I don't know. I'm gonna try both to see what I like. So if we get the engraving support thing, I think I might try both builds. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about trying out a lot of the classes that I've either like kind of dumped a long time ago, or like
Mhm.
maybe new classes I haven't tried. Like for example, I have a oh my god, I don't know. Do either of you play Arcana?
I
have one,
played
yeah.
Arcana. I played both
I
Emp and Emp.
I always get. I
Eminem
feel like I'm getting a carpool tunnel.
Carpool Tunnel.
Yeah. When I play Imp, I feel like I'm
Mm,
getting carpool tunnel.
mm. What are you What are you doing in carpools in a tunnel to make you get carpool tunnel? It's questionable, calf.
Oh, it's just really fast. Everything is really fast. Evoke.
Hmm. You see,
Lolly! Emperor?
so I want to play a
Love it.
very impractical Emperor build, the Checkmate Emperor build. I
Mm.
tried picking up back in the day when I was doing
What is
like
that?
it's
It's one of the
basic.
blue
I
skills,
mean,
right?
hmm?
One of the blue skills.
Yeah, it's one of the blue skills. You take out
Oh.
I don't remember which move it was, but then checkmate becomes the majority of your damage, and it's like a very clunky skill that it's like a holding skill. And ideally you're back attacking with it because it gets a crit multiplier or
Is that
like
the where she's like kind of like sliding on the air?
no, it's like she's
What
throwing
skill's that?
like you know how like there's three-headed
Oh,
dragon?
the
No, not that one.
Yeah.
Not
that one? Yeah,
Exactly
I know
that
what you're
Oh,
one.
talking about.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
a three-headed dragon, like your auto attacks split into three, right? Except it's a skill that like I think throws out like five cards in like a cone in front of
Uh-huh.
you, and it's
oh,
like
wait, don't they run that in Chaos Engines?
I know what that
I
is.
think so. I don't know where they run it, but it's two nightmare, four dominion, really annoying set to run. And you really only upkeep it when you have like moon card and like C and J and stuff like that. But I love checkmate. I think that skill is so cool, and I tried to play it back in the day, but I didn't quite have the hands. So
Now you do.
my hope is that I've gotten wiser and older and better since then, and
Mhm.
now I have the hands to handle it. So
Yeah, do it. Challenge yourself.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
Arcana,
I'll
I
use the
feel like is
Chaos
one of the
Engine though. Or
classes
skill.
you have to have hands and brain. Because like the cards that you get at random is like, oh, it's like you gotta make a lot of decisions like on the fly, you know? So I can't play it because my brain's small. I
yeah.
just I just
Unga bunga.
unga bunga.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, it definitely is a big brain class, 100%, 100%. But you know, we'll uh, we'll have to see whether or not I can do it. The other thing is like it's not a very good streaming class because like I can't really
No,
like
it
pay attention to.
100% is not.
Yeah, it's hard to pay attention to chat with it. So I'll try it out, play it, see how it goes. But I'm definitely dropping one of my core six for a new
Who would you
class.
drop?
Mm.
Either so I need a so I'm not really enjoying my Soul Eater as much these days, but I'm gonna try out Full Moon Harvester when the
Mhm.
531 or the 353 comes out, and then if I enjoy that class, I'd probably go to my GT Destroyer next as the next
Oh,
class I drop.
never really played Kaka classes except for Pally.
Kaka classes.
Oh, sorry. Is that not YouTube friendly? Sorry.
No, it's just
Male classes.
I've never heard anybody call it that.
Well, it's Booba Kaka classes.
Kaka.
Booba classes and Kaka classes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Yeah,
Sorry.
so you never played Kaka classes before
Except for my
outside of
belly.
Valley.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to
Dude,
pick one up.
Pistolier Deadeye. Pistolier Deadeye is so fun.
I used to
I
play
actually
it.
made one on Jumpstart, but I didn't really. I just kept comparing it to my GS, so I didn't like it.
I
Yeah,
I
GS
get
is just
that.
so fun.
I have
Yeah.
a problem.
Oh my god,
Oh
please.
no, no, no.
But yeah, I used to play Pistolier Deadeye on my main six, and it just maybe it was just because of the build I played, but it was a little too straightforward for me, and just damage was a little Z.
Mm.
So I was like at one point before I even like so I swapped it over to enhanced weapon at one point. But before I swapped it over, I was like maybe I just go all out and play super high ceiling, super hard, and like play like Raid Captain 3 Propulsion 1 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh, I do play Raid Captain Deadeye
did I?
around the triple spiral tracker.
Yeah, it makes the ceiling a little bit higher and just like a little bit less like boonga boonga to play because you have to kind of keep track of it. But yeah, that was kind of my problem with Pistolier. It was just like Z a little too Z, and then also like a little too like bedge. Um,
Oh.
so maybe if I had played Raid Captain, it would have been better. But I already dropped that class, so it's over. Me and Deadeye are we were
Uh,
broken up. So I tend to drop a lot of classes to be honest. I have a 1585 Soulfist that I also dropped that I'm maybe considering
oh
picking it back
wow.
up. Who knows? But yeah, if you look at my roster, I have like probably like 15 plus like 1540 characters that I don't play on. Like a lot
What's
of
a
them I
class that
don't play
you've never played? Never.
on. Never played.
Like never had in your roster, never played.
Mm, Arrow, Arrowmancer.
Oh,
Arrow's become
really?
my new favorite.
Yeah, I've never played it because when at the time when it came out, it was very low ceiling, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to invest in a class like that.
Mm.
And then since then, it's gotten buffs, but my PR team tells me I can't play it. So,
Your PR team?
yeah, my PR team tells me I can't
Uh-huh.
play it, so I'm not allowed.
Uh-huh.
So it will just be a class that I'm never gonna make.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so that I've never played before. And then I mean I've played some Sork, but only up to like 1300.
Mm.
I've played Sharpshooter, but that was only for PvP.
Mm.
Um so and I've never played Slayer before either because I instead of
Really?
making a Slayer during the Slayer Power
Really?
Pass, I decided that CO Summoner was a class that I really wanted to play, and I dropped that class in 2 weeks.
I
It
played
was
CO
disaster.
Summoner. Only to 1460 though.
Yeah, I mean, for a while it was okay, it was decent, but then just got nerfed to the ground for no reason, and it still hasn't recovered since then.
Yeah, I think she definitely got shafted.
Or summoners.
Yeah, but I think that, and I guess Artillerists I've never played before. I have one, but I power passed it for a video just to
Mm.
make like a 30-second clip for it, and then I never played it.
Mm.
And Gunslinger I also haven't played since like tier 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Gunslinger is super fun.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few classes I haven't played now I'm looking at it, even though I have a pretty large roster. I have
Me
these classes
too.
made, but I've never played them. Like Machinist, I pretty much only played like for half a week at 14, 15. Gunslinger, tier 2. Artillerist, I have it at tier 3, but I never played it. It was for a video. War Dancer, I had one back in the day, and that actually had the name Miso Shiru, but I deleted it because I only played it in PvP. And I need an extra character slot, so I never really played War Dancer. Um, and yeah, Sork. I only played up to tier until the early tier 3. Yeah, there's a lot of class I haven't played.
Yeah, I never played Sork. Never tried Artillerist. Then again, it's Kaga class. But
Mm-hmm.
then
All the Kaka classes.
Okay.
just more interested, I don't know. Just want to make my character look hot, sexy.
Well, I mean, are you guys considering making some of these classes you guys haven't played before with the new 5x3, free 5x3?
Perhaps. Actually, Yeah, like I mean, I have a Reaper made, but these days I don't know. Like I'm trying. I kind of low key want to try Sork. Low key. I don't know
Meta
why.
Chaser going from Deathblade gets nerfed, going to Sork. I see it. I see you.
Nah, just just want to see how it feels to throw down meatballs from the sky.
It's for the big juicy meatball for the new awakening, right?
So
Yeah.
so you don't like balls on your characters, but you like throwing balls. Got it. Got it.
Hell yeah,
Understood.
brother.
Got it. Got it. No, that makes a lot of sense. Um, and Blue, are you thinking of making any other classes?
Um, I 100% I'm gonna put like any new event on my artist. Uh,
Mm.
as much as I do enjoy playing DPS characters, it's also just one of those things where I don't like other people supporting me. I'm very judgmental.
You don't like me
I
supporting you? Damn,
didn't
I.
say that. I didn't say that.
But
It's one
damn,
of
I,
those
I try
things.
my best. I love
Cav,
you.
I fucking compliment your ass. Shut
I
up.
give you egg.
Hey, give me eggies.
I give you eggs. I shield you during the sword.
You're fine support. I've complimented you. There are not a lot of people that main DPS that are actually pretty decent at playing supports. Most of
Hmm.
them are shit.
Wow.
Actually,
Getting
today I
called
was doing
out.
a con normal. My paladin, I got radiant support every game.
It's
How
one of
about that?
those. Again, I'm not blaming you, Cav.
I'm just kidding.
Golf claps. Golf claps.
It's just one of those things where I'd rather do it myself. Like I don't want to get upset with somebody else for playing that the way that they want to play. That's I'd rather just take that role on myself.
Hmm.
Because I will never ask somebody to play how I want them to play. So I'd rather do that myself.
Yeah.
I thought about
Nice.
making a paladin, but
I
people,
haven't. Oh, you.
She
Sorry, go
has
ahead.
one. Yeah, she does.
No, no, no.
yeah, people
Miso
just
mentioned.
people just told me that if you don't plan on pushing it to main level, main eye level, it's not worth it. Is what they told me.
Paladin is my
Mm.
favorite hell support. He's very comfy to play with or as.
Yeah, it's very comfortable to play. Like partly, I want to push it up because or make one because I like the one-handed sword aesthetic. The other part is that I don't have a single support in my roster at the moment. But
Mhm.
again, yeah, my friends were like, "Hey, if you're just doing it to like have a support in your roster, if you're not pushing it to main eye level, it probably isn't like that worth it slash helpful because there's actually a lot of supports down in the areas that are like alt levels."
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would agree
that's
with
true
that.
though. Yeah.
The 1600 to 1610 mark, I'd say there's no shortage. It's from 1620, like hard mode Voldus, normal Echidna on, and then the normal Akans. I pushed out of normal Akans because I couldn't find supports back down then. Or back
I
then.
still got a support in normal
You
con.
weren't playing back then!
True. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of for me, like why the one I kind of thought about making, but I just probably not going to do it. But yeah, I don't know. Are you guys excited about? I mean, I don't want to hold you guys for way too long. It's like normally it's only supposed to go for like 2 hours, but we're like pretty past 2 hours right now. I don't know how
No,
you guys are feeling about time.
Like just hit 2 hours.
this is great. I didn't even realize time was timing.
Time has been timing. I mean, I'm down to keep going, but I just want to be like mindful of
Yeah.
your kind of like schedules and things like that
Let's
because
go all
I know
night.
you guys are. I'm time zone wise, I'm the earliest, so I also degen super late, so I can keep going, but I want to make sure that you guys are not feeling like pressured to keep going.
I can go all
No,
night.
I'm fine. I just hope
I
I
drink coffee. That's why.
I just hope it doesn't feel like we're stalling it out for too long and you want to get on with your stream.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, not at
Yeah.
all. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
fun. Like talking to you
Okay.
guys is always a ton of fun.
That's fun.
Hey.
Yeah, all right. It was a lot of fun. See you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
We can do this all night.
Oh my god.
Did you hear
Um,
the I version of that? It was
I
good.
did. I did.
Yeah.
I heard it
I really
live
like
too.
that.
I heard it live.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, that's where I
Lucky.
fractured my finger.
Oh,
That's where I ate shit and fractured my finger. Got way too drunk, and
Worth, you saw One Young
I did see Wan
live.
Young. I'll send you guys a video of me,
Please.
like using like getting a fan cam of Wan Young. Oh my
Oh.
god, it was literally
Where were you
like
sitting or
front row.
standing? Were you standing?
front row.
Oh.
Yeah,
Damn. Dude, honestly,
there was Hmm?
I think she's one of the prettiest idols.
Probably like on paper wise, yeah, for sure.
What do you mean?
Just like like the definition of like pretty. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
But
got it all.
she does. I have a video of myself like recording, and like you can see my mouth is like wide open, and like there's no
Jaw
other
dropped.
expression. It's literally just me holding camera, looking up, mouth wide open for like a good 10 seconds. Yeah. I'll send you guys.
You're
the video later.
entranced.
I was,
Damn.
and literally the caption to that my friend wrote was the Wan Young effect. Yeah,
Dude, it's actually true.
it is. It is. I don't. Wan Young's not even near the top of my favorite idols, but it's just the Wan Young effect.
Oh.
hmm But okay, back to Lost Ark, tier 4.
Oh yes.
Are you guys? What do you guys think about it? Are you excited?
Yeah.
I am excited, but at the same time, I'm like,
I'm ready for 60-man content, dude.
60.
Oh,
Oh, the
God.
dragon.
No,
Oh,
I'm not
God.
looking forward to that. Please merge the
This is
regions before we do
why-
it. Please, please,
Yeah.
I was just gonna
please.
say that. Yeah, I actually feel like we're gonna need. How are you gonna find 4 support?
That's funny when Hohen mentioned like, oh, with all the scheduling, we just have to make sure that we get everyone together so we don't have to worry about different schedules. And I'm like, yeah, let's find 4 supports first.
Dude, that's actually insane. How are you gonna find 4 supports?
Yeah. Though the lucky thing is, right? Here's the nice thing. Korea didn't have this because they had to push all their characters to 1640. So any support that was at Behemoth was main level. But with
Mhm.
what we're getting, a lot of alts are going to get pushed up to 1640
That is true.
from tier 4.
Mm,
So we're
mhm.
actually having a situation where we have a huge pool of characters to choose from. Now the people, it's going to be limited still because population just isn't that big. But in terms of like classes, I think there will be pretty much like it's going to be like whatever the person wants to play or whatever the person wants to fill with, because most people have a support. A lot of people have a support in their roster, and if they've been playing it for a while, probably will have it at 1620 by the time Behemoth comes out. And if they have it at 1620, that's an instant 1640 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is very nice that we have it. And just like JJ saying, T4 will kind of save, hopefully, Behemoth a little bit. Because if we had to have only 1640, like raw pushed up 1640s for Behemoth,
Nah.
it's
rough,
gonna
yeah.
it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be really rough. So it's very nice that we're getting this change. But overall, tier 4, I am excited about it. Do you guys have any specific plans for your rosters for tier 4? Are you gonna be like pushing up certain characters, pushing up anything to like catch it up to tier 4? Like what are plans?
I'm still catching up to 6 theme lines.
Same. I mean, well, I might just realistically play maybe like 3 characters.
That's
By
what
then,
I've been wanting
probably.
to do for a very long time.
Yeah.
I enjoy the 6 characters in my 6 gold earners, but it's just too much. It's not, like I have a lot of time, a lot more time than like the average casual player.
Mhm.
But even I just find it too much.
Mm.
But it's really hard because as much as I want to just kind of like settle down and only playing 3 characters, it's really hard to like get that gold income. I was kind of
I mean, but
copium,
then you have
hopium.
solo raids. So choose 3 characters up and then do solo raids. You get a little bit of gold on the side. Kind of like a side gig.
Yeah.
Kind of like Twitch.
Yeah.
Not for me though. But yeah.
Or me.
Make sure you guys eat. Hello Fresh.
I love
But yeah, it's we're gonna like tier 4, like, so you guys are planning to drop characters out of your roster.
I wouldn't necessarily say drop, but I do hope I can take a step back.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Same with you, Calf.
I mean, my roster right now, so I have a Blade at 1630, I have a GS at 1620, I have Artist number 1 at 1610, and Artist number 2 at 1600. And then I have Arrow and a Pally. So that's my top 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then um I don't really like doing the lower rates on my alts. So I plug them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why another reason that's why I mentioned earlier, like when solo rates are gonna come
Yeah,
out, I
Corpa.
feel yeah, I just wanna get those done on solo raid. Don't care about the gold cut. And just focus on the classes I like playing the most, which is Blade, GS, and my artist number
Mm-hmm.
1. Yeah. Just maybe just juice them out, get them
Yeah.
ready. Cause like for supports, you also need damage gems now. Gotta
Yep.
prepare for that. So
Mm-hmm.
It's investment. It's a lot of investment.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, also, how do you stop playing for 5 months and your roster's still more juice than mine? That's crazy.
I'm F2P plus 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 plus.
Plus, 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 plus.
Yeah. Back in the day. Yeah.
Hey,
Got it.
Miso, what are your characters at? So you have two 1620s?
Yeah, Striker, Breaker, 1620. I have a 1600 Soul Eater, 1600 Shadow Hunter, 1580 Destroyer, and 1580 Reaper.
Okay.
Mm.
So I only have two 1620s, no 1610s, two 1600s, two 1620s. And then I
But then
also
again,
have. Mhm.
oh sorry, go on.
You
And
also have the bench Soulfist.
I have the bench Solfus. I have a bench 1580 Deadeye as well. But
Oh,
yeah,
it's a
I
lot of
have I
15
bench a
radius.
lot of characters. I do. But my characters, my main roster is just perpetually behind as a result.
I was just gonna say, like, back then, right now I have a part-time job, so like I don't play Lost Ark like I used to
Mm-hmm.
in like back then. Like when I was just streaming full time, or I don't know if it was even considered full time, but I used to play Lost Ark almost 16 hours a day. I have like 9,000 hours on this game, so
Holy.
that's yeah another reason why I am at like my roster is the way it is right now. I guess is also because of the amount of time that I've just poured into my account.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but the thing is, it's different because like even though you poured them out a lot of time back then, it doesn't equal to like now because like it's always like with every upgrade of tier or equipment or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it gets like harder to like get to the next tier. So like if for example like you poured 9,000 hours into the game like more recently, you'd
Mm.
probably have a lot more characters up at like 1630, 1620, 1610, whatever it might
I
be.
think I have like 24 characters, something like that. But then I
Mm-hmm.
used to do like cubes, 2x cubes on each character. I did chaos engines on every character manually, and it was a lot
Manually?
of all my level 10 gems on my blade are hand farmed, like hand farmed and raised from my
Wow.
alts.
Yeah,
I've had to buy some level 9s to get like some level 10s, but it's all like hand farmed.
yeah. I pretty much never go on beyond my core 6. If you're a knight on my core
Mm,
6, you're done. You're dropped. You're out.
yeah,
I don't play that
I
many
don't play
hours a
like
day.
that.
I don't play like that. I've never played like that.
Can't do it. No,
Even since quote unquote full time streaming and whatever, I only play about 5 hours a day.
that's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because rest of the day is like YouTube and all that stuff. So
Mm,
busy, busy, busy.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Have to have really good balance. So when you're online for like a long time, you're like neglecting yourself IRL. You don't eat, you don't
Yeah.
sleep, you don't shower.
Wait a second, huh?
Huh? Oh, yeah, because you gotta play Lost Ark.
Um, um,
Wait, no one can relate? Am I the only one?
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I
Sometimes,
showered. How long has the game been out for?
sometimes.
Can't do this. There's actually a funny story. One time, my friend, we were talking about like like we were playing Lost Ark, and then we were talking about like COVID, and then some guy joins the Discord, and we were like talking, and then he's like, yeah, ever since COVID, life has really changed. Like, man, we don't go outside anymore. I don't even remember the last time I brushed my teeth. My toothbrush, I lost my toothbrush like near the beginning of COVID, and I don't think I
What?
remember brushing my teeth since then. And I'm like, wait a second, COVID started
You
2 years
gotta.
ago. It's like,
What?
okay, okay, uh,
Oh.
I mean,
sure.
that's very unhealthy.
Yeah. So
No.
let's try to keep ourselves healthy, and take what we
Yeah.
need. Do what we need to do: shower, eat, sleep, whatever it might be. I say
Eating is hard.
Mm.
really, eating's important for me. I eat
More like when
well.
I'm caught up in the raids, I forget.
The one reason why I don't stream more hours and like stream earlier or later is because I always have a set dinner time that I'm eating with my fam. So
Mm.
it's like, set around 7 to 8 o'clock every night PST. That's when I'm eating. So my meal times are very respected.
I generally eat one meal a day, and I try to go live after 7 p.m. Central, and I eat dinner before then. Now, sometimes I hit go live a little bit earlier.
Hmm.
Let's say
Mm.
like 2, 3, or 4, and then I don't end up eating until after midnight.
Oh my gosh.
No.
I have a pretty strict rule that after dinner, no more eating.
Mm. But honestly,
But what if that's their first meal?
but that's the way to go. Honestly, if you have a balance, if you have a routine going, I feel like human beings need a routine.
Hmm.
But then
My
if you
cat has a
don't,
better routine because I feed her on very strict hours.
Back in the
well,
Lost Ark, last section, and then maybe
mhm,
maybe I'll let you guys go. Maybe.
mhm,
Maybe.
But what?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
okay.
But this is a hot topic that is kind of hot off the presses. And this
Oh.
is actually leading into my next podcast that we're doing. I'm actually inviting some Vergris players, some Vergris
Oh,
streamers, some SA
Mhm.
streamers onto the podcast to talk about this because I do think that it needs to be addressed. But there's been a lot of like anti Vergris, anti SA, gatekeep Vergris. I gatekeep
mm,
every one of them. I never want to run with them. Like type of stuff going on for it's for various reasons. Some people are like they just suck. Some people are like their internet is bad. Some people are saying like communication is hard. Like, have you guys pugged
Well,
much and like played much with Vergris players?
I've had a few occasional Vegas players pop up, but I just accept people without knowing what server they're on. And then I go in and I just go, "Oh, someone's on Vegas," kind of a deal.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah, I never
I've
look at servers either.
I've kind of noticed that their supports really pop off though.
Really?
I have not had really I don't really think I've had any bad experiences with their supports. I can't really say too much about DPS because I not enough experience with that. But I've gotten upset with a few of my chatters before where they just come in and they're just shit talking Vegas and it's like, dude, you're not even giving them a chance.
Yeah, I agree with that. Calf, do you have any
mm.
experience with Vergris players?
I mean, like when I do Guardian raids and stuff, I don't really care who I take in. Just like first come first serve, I just take them in my party.
Same.
But for raids, it's like I don't think I've really experienced anything out of the ordinary. Um, I did hard Kyangel recently, and there was a Vagrant Death Blade. There weren't any issues. I don't know. I don't. I haven't experienced anything negative.
Hmm. Like, I
I
feel
don't
like,
think ping is issue either, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've heard so many people they just want to join
They
in on the
just
hate, and they're just
yeah,
like
they just want to
they
jump
won't
in on the
adjust to the times three. And it's like, no, they want to play with us just as badly. And it's like, if it does get to that point, I hate to say it, but they will adjust because they want to play together.
mm,
Yeah, and I don't know.
yeah.
I don't play on any, so I don't know. But I've heard from some people saying that they've pretty much a lot of them have adjusted to our system already. Um, but again, there's just it's all kind of sparking from this one video I made like a day or two ago where it was talking about like how I think that it was a mistake for Vergris to be its own server, much like how thought it was a mistake for Jumpstarts to be their own server, because it just
Mm,
basically paints a target on top of their head for getting gatekept.
Yeah,
Because
I can agree
just
with that.
yeah.
it's just like automatically you look at them, it's like, oh, that's a jumpy, that's a jump starter, that's a Vergris
A
player.
jump,
Like
a
that's what
jump.
people called them, like jumpy. Like
The fuck?
at least in my group, they called them jumpies. And like I don't know. I just thought that hopefully AGS would have learned from Jumpstart to not do that and make it their own server, but they didn't do it with they still kept it like that with Vergris, and I was kind of like annoyed. And then making
Mm,
that video, there's like a lot of people came out like with very strong opinions of like gatekeep SA, gatekeep Vergris, like they're garbage players. I don't play with them because they're all jail. And I
Oh,
don't know. I just think that they like every server has their good players and their bad players, and I don't think that Vergris like necessarily like
deserves.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think they deserve it. And I don't think, and it's hard for me to say specifically because I don't play on NA East, but from the people that I have talked to that aren't just like random people in comments, like people in my chat and things like that, and even other streamers, like I was just talking to John Paul about it today. Um, but the, it's like, it's there's no better or worse than the normal players that they have. um, the only thing is some of them do have some ping issues where it's like they get DC'd and they end up having to wait for them to come back in.
Mm,
But other than that, like it's been fine. Um, from what I've heard.
I think that
yeah.
they have stronger mental for holding out as long as they have without anybody on their server.
With those BC prices, like I
Yeah.
think they're fucking like troopers for even going through that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Their BC, like the conversion was just effed. It was crazy. Not
Mm-hmm.
only that, like I was in a Brel with a couple of people from Vegas. Like I was in a Brel with on my pally, and there were a couple of people from Vegas server, and we did the BBWWGG. What's it called? The BBW.
BBWW. No, that's
Ah, sorry.
GGWWBBRR.
Grrr.
Oh, what did I say? BBW.
You were thinking
Yeah,
of other things.
GGWWBB BBRR or PP, right?
Mm-hmm.
BBPP. Like we did
Mm-hmm.
that fine. It was
Mm-hmm.
no problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
That was
just
that
basically
was
it.
hard for me to adjust to. When I learned Braille, we did 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4.
Really?
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's like no issues with mechanics.
Yeah, and usually like if there are any issues, it's pretty quickly solved. It's like, oh, it's like, you do it this way instead, and like it's like boom. Like I don't know. It to me it really I don't think I really think that people are just not giving them a chance, and it's terrible because basically people are like, oh, it's weird, like all the Vergus players are only in one lobby, like they always just make lobbies together. I'm like, yeah, because you guys don't accept them into your own lobbies. That's why they're forced to make their own lobbies and only play with each other.
Hmm, for sure. And some of them are like super decked out. Like, they have LOS 30, they have good roster level. Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, so I
I
don't
don't think they
know.
deserve all this all this
Hate,
just
xenophobia, whatever it might
hate.
be.
Yeah, it's like xenophobia.
Yeah. And that's kind of like why I'm like, my next podcast is going to be focused on SA. I'm gonna bring
Hmm.
in a couple SA streamers, some of the biggest ones. I'm gonna get it's me Mac. I don't know if you know him. He's one of the bigger SA streamers, and there's also another SA streamer, Tesla T, that I'm thinking about bringing on as well.
Oh,
Oh, I saw him in my recommended earlier today.
true, true. Yeah,
Or
you
Yeah,
should
him.
go check him
yeah.
out. And you should
So
too, chat.
yeah. So I already have Mac confirmed. I need to talk to Tesla T to see if he can make it and like how his English is. But I'm gonna try to make like an essay focused podcast just to like I don't know
Fun.
understand their like their struggles, their needs, desires, whatever it might be, and like kind of like the what they've been feeling since the merge. Because I really think that it is important.
Hmm.
Because they're players in NAEs too, and it sucks that they end up just getting a lot of hate that a lot of times might not be warranted.
It's not fair, in my opinion.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because
Uh,
at the end of the day, this game, we all love this game, right? But it's also kind of like on life support a little bit. There's a lot of people leaving the game, and yeah, I think making a server, like they should have just added those players to whatever servers we have on NA East instead of actually creating a new server, because that's another server.
hmm.
Like, how are they
Yeah.
gonna do field boss? I don't know. Like, are there enough people to do field boss or
Cass can
whatever?
relate to that as somebody who played on Galater for many,
Yeah.
a long time.
Sometimes I had to like ask some of my friends on Counter, even though they did field boss already. I'm like, hey,
Hmm.
can you help out field boss? There's nobody here.
Yeah.
They would come. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
But I'm lucky to have people like, uh like that I can talk to, like, or like, because I stream, and I guess, and
Hmm.
people want to come and help out and be on stream. But then people who are just playing the game, like people who've been playing the game from the start, they're not able to do certain things in the game because they don't have enough people on their server. It's like,
Hmm.
it's fricked.
Yeah. And it's kind of why EU West, got merged into EU Central back in the day because the same
True.
exact problem happened. So I don't understand why they made it their own server. I think they should have just merged it in with one of the servers or let them pick which server they wanted to go into to begin with. It just,
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't make any sense for me.
If they had the technology to put all your existing characters in a like whatever the universal roster storage or something, like when you get a server merge and then
Yep.
you could choose the character you could pull out of and stuff. Like, why couldn't they
They
have the
had the
tech?
server transfers on KR before, right?
I think they're
I
talking
heard
about
they
putting
did.
it in. I don't know, like again, I don't know if they're currently in or if they had in the past, but
They did
my
have that.
my copium is that, and I don't know if this copium or whatever, but if this is the right word to describe it, I think that maybe AGS is gonna get the server transfer soon, and they're like, hey, if you guys don't want to be in Veracruz anymore, buy the server transfer. Teehee.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
technology,
yeah, it
if they
might be the
receive
case.
the yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, but yeah, again, hopefully people will be more accepting of SA soon, and I think there's a lot of cultural differences as well. Like people talk about like they match make and there's no support and they song out, but that's because SA they did Party Finder. They only match made.
But
So
then,
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah,
hmm,
so it's like for them, like their match rate was the only option. So like people are like, hey, if you don't want like if you're worried about not having a support in your party, why don't you just party finder and build a party with a support in it? And then it's like, well, they actually came from a back like a experience and culture where they only match made and they never did party finder, and that's what they did in their own servers. Where if they had no supports, they would just song out, and that was kind of an accepted thing. So it's a kind of like a cultural difference of like experiences, and that that's kind of what's happening. But of course, I'm not
Uh,
saying that they shouldn't change and
hmm.
no,
uh,
I
you
think
know,
they'll adjust because people back in the day, like early on, when people went into Guardian raids, if they match made, people would stand still until someone flared.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember
people would
that.
song out.
I remember
That's
that.
true.
Oh,
I feel
those were
like
the
they
good.
will adjust if they want
Yeah.
us. I feel like over time it'll. Yeah.
I feel
Standing
like
still, I'm still loading in.
yeah. Uh, I mean, but if you matchmake, it's like you can't really expect a perfect party or anything. Like it's
Mhm.
just you're just trying to get it done, right?
Yeah, and that's my like mindset too. But again, it makes sense in the context that in SA they actually never party finder, so that was the only option. So, and
Mm.
if it was an
Did they do
accepted,
that over there too? That they would just song out?
yeah, apparently. So
Oh.
if they didn't have a support there, they would just song out. So it makes sense that now with that context, like this was what they did and what was acceptable there. So they perhaps thought that this was kind of the culture here too, but that's not the
I
case.
mean,
So
if they keep doing that over here, people are eventually just gonna stop matchmaking.
yeah. So, we'll see. Hopefully, things get better with that, and like people learn to like adjust to cultures and things like that. But I think it's
Mhm.
just like we need to be a little bit more accepting and be a little bit more understanding that there's some differences between cultures that, yeah, we gotta get used to.
Mhm. Mhm.
But that honestly about wraps up the podcast. I don't know if you either of you two have anything else you want to talk about.
I feel put on the spot.
I mean, you don't have to suggest anything really. Like, and hopefully it wasn't stressful. Like you guys, I know you
What's your
both.
favorite food?
What's my favorite food? Korean barbecue is an
Oh yeah.
absolutely
Ooh.
delicious
Do you like
delicacy.
beef or pork more?
I I like pork more at Korean barbecue. Everywhere else,
Me
anything else, I
too.
like beef, but at Korean barbecue, pork is it. Samgyeopsal. That is the way
Oh,
to go.
samgyeopsal with soju.
Oh, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm meeting
Damn.
up with a couple of other streamers in the Bay Area and
Oh
some chatters
shit.
too, and we're gonna
Fun.
hang out and we're
IRL
gonna.
stream?
No, there's gonna be a couple.
Oh.
There's gonna be VTubers there, so no
Oh,
IRL
oh,
stream.
oh. Gotta respect the privacy. You guys gotta
Hmm.
go 노래방? Karaoke?
We are afterwards. Yeah.
That sounds so fun. You gonna
Hmm.
sing 소녀시대 songs?
And
Twice songs?
I'm.
Kikanoko noko
We'll
no
see.
Kikashantan.
We'll see what I sing. We'll see. There's probably
No?
gonna be some Neo on there. There's probably gonna be some. I sing a mean
Neo?
Neo. You don't know who Neo
Neo?
is?
Is it? You should.
My age is showing. My age is showing. But I'm gonna be maybe some Neo. I sing a mean New Jeans Ditto. It's kind of
Oh,
Hey.
with the dance?
I don't know about that one. I don't know about
Yeah.
that one.
Gotta do the dance.
Like you a little.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, none of these streamed or recorded. Let's just say that if that's the case, because
Please
it's gonna
sing
be really
Chandelier.
bad. Oh god, that's a hard song to sing.
What
Have you
song?
have you heard Memo sing that?
Oh my gosh, yes, the karaoke stream. Oh,
Wait,
legendary.
what?
Oh,
Oh my no, Captain
you did
No.
that. Yeah. So
Memo had
there,
a karaoke stream?
there's two
Hold on, I'll
things.
get it for
So
you.
there was the chandelier, which was when Stoops visited Korea, right? I think that was the karaoke stream then. And the memo
Ah,
last week had a karaoke stream where he went to karaoke himself,
by
and
himself?
yeah, by himself, and he was singing various songs. One of which was "What Does the Fox Say," and that was insane. It was
The one that's like,
legendary.
hati hati
Yeah.
hati ho.
Yeah.
God damn. Oh, I
Uh,
can't.
it was so good. It was so good. You should go watch VODs if you have not seen it already. Memorizer
Definitely gonna check
92.
it out.
But yeah, it'll Korean barbecue. That is my kind of like I crave that at any time of the week kind of situation. Like
Oh,
it's so good.
sounds so good.
A
I love
while
eating
back.
garlic, the raw garlic.
Right now, or are you saying at
What?
the KBBQ?
No, with samgyeopsal.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. If like, you don't put it on the grill at all?
Sometimes I like to eat it raw.
Do you put it in a sam?
With samjang,
Yeah.
with the lettuce.
Yeah.
And then I put the pamuchim, the scallions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's very good. Blue,
good
are you
delicious.
a Korean barbecue enjoyer?
Yes, a while back, a friend of mine, when we were getting K barbecue together, she told me I needed to mix my soju with makgeolli, and now every
Uh,
single time I get K barbecue, I have to do that.
Oh,
mm,
makgeolli. Oh,
Yeah.
I do it with beer. So I make
I
somic.
still would
Stomach.
like to try that.
Culture based. Oh shit.
Well, Kath, it's time to go to TwitchCon so we can have a big KBBQ.
Oh, that would be kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's. I would love to do it with just like a bunch of like other Lost Ark streamers. It'll be so much fun. It'll be so much fun.
For
Basically,
sure.
everyone in the Lost Ark category is already going.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no
Except me and
pressure.
Blue.
No pressure, but it would be so
Everyone's
much fun if
going.
you guys went. But if anything, maybe one of these days, if I venture out to the tri-state area, maybe I'll try to hit.
East Coast.
Yeah, East Coast. I used to go to New York
Yeah.
quite often. Actually,
We
I
have a
mean,
lot of yummy barbecue spots here too.
yeah.
Mm.
Maybe then we could hang out and do whatever.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. Anything else you guys want to think we missed out in our podcast?
Merge servers.
Merch servers,
Merch
please,
servers.
please.
Please, AGS. We need it.
We do. But okay, I mean that about wraps it up. Thank you both for hanging out for such a long time. It was, I mean, there's a reason why it went this far long because we, it's super fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you both for taking the time and potentially staying up later than you usually are to participate in this podcast. I had a lot of fun, doing it. Hopefully, it wasn't as stressful as you guys thought it would be at the beginning.
I hope it was entertaining enough.
I hope
No,
so
it was
too.
entertaining. And again, it's my job to make it entertaining, guys. That's the thing, right? You guys shouldn't be stressed. I'm the one that should be the one that's making trying to guide you guys in a way that's making it entertaining. So if anything, if it's not entertaining, it's my fault. But yeah, other than that, everybody, Calf and Blue Stars both stream Lost Ark. Their Twitch handles are below, TTV/calf __ TTV/blue stars, blue _stars. Are you guys on any other social medias are you active on any other social medias?
I'm trying to get more active on YouTube.
So
I have YouTube, but I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Yet.
And you're not trying to get more active there?
I'm trying to. Think about it.
Thinking about it? Okay, well, Calf, what's your YouTube?
Caffey.
So youtube.com at Caffey, okay? And then Blue, what's your YouTube?
Blue Stars with 2 Z's.
So no underscore, right?
No underscore.
Okay, it's just Blue Stars with 2 Z's. Check them out, everybody. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed the podcast. And again, thank you, both of you, for being on this podcast. It was super, super fun.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no.
It was a great time.
Thank you.
It was a vibe, for sure.
Yeah, sometimes we vibed a little bit too hard, let's just say.
Yeah, just a little bit, but, it was a good time.
But okay, I think this is the time that we have to say our goodbyes until whenever we
until
hang
merges
out next.
I mean, yeah, of course, next time.
So thank you both. It was wonderful having both of you. And chat, everybody, again, please go follow them. Please hit them with a follow. Please hit them with a sub. Please hit them with a dono. Whatever you guys need to do, want to do, go support them. They're great.
And hit Miso with that Twitch Prime and HelloFresh.
Yeah, the HelloFresh is looking really really rough.
When's the next stream? When's the next HelloFresh stream?
HelloFresh stream? I think I'm done with my HelloFresh streams. We're already done with them.
Your HelloFresh today. Oh, sorry.
Yes, thank you for helping me chill out. Yes, '07 guys. Thank you. It
07.
was wonderful chatting with y'all, and I hope
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
chat with you guys again soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everyone. Peace.
Bye.